Welcome back to Barely D&D, your Sword of Dungeons & Dragons podcast. It is another episode of the Accidental Adventures, and we'll get to that. So anyway, sorry. There's a lot of excitement in the air today. Before we dive back into all the stuff, man, we're so business tonight. We're just going to get into it. We'll just get straight into the letter question. Usually we have a lot of gift and gab, but everything's all energetic and crazy.
No gab.
None of it.
I'm sweating so bad. I just want that to be known.
No gift, no gab. I'm sweating so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our letter question.
Mm-hmm.
If your character, actually not if. This was not hypothetical. This one's like just thinking about things, imagining them. Does your character have a friend that like the other characters don't know too well, or someone in their life they don't know well, who they think would be like a weird mesh with the group? Who's someone from your character's life, or like if they were invited to come hang out, it'd be like, what? Who is that from your character's life?
I have one.
And then, who's the DM? Who's the Diminipuka?
Thespis.
Oh, right. Now I have to think about that. Okay.
No, you can do somebody else. You can do someone else. It's fine.
I'll do Thespis.
No one else said anything, so
let's start with anybody who's dyed their hair blonde. There's two people tonight. There's two people.
I have mine already.
See, it could be Abby.
I also have mine. Wow.
Greta had these friends that she hung out with for a while, and you could say they like
okay.
Helped her through a rough time.
You don't get me to spit often, but my hand is covered in tea. You got me that time. It came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'd say if the hags.
That's really gross. It's everywhere.
Mixed with the, I would not call them friends.
It's in my notes.
I don't think that I would call them like friends of Greta, but they are like acquaintances that she spent quite a bit of time.
Well, they were
with.
besties, as she reminded us constantly in the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, I think that if they were invited to hang out at the party, it might be a weird mesh.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Greta's come a long way. She's come a really long way.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the campaign, she was like, hags for sure, but I don't know about these guys. What about Kriggle? I feel like I can think of one for Craig, but I want to hear Micah's.
I have one already.
Go, Micah.
His name was Jib Jab Gab, and he lived in the caves.
That's canon.
And he was actually so Craig does this thing where he literally becomes the people around him. So the Craig that you knew at the time that you met him was because of Jib Jab Gab. And Jib Jab Gab lived a life of being a menace, really. Self-absorbed, women disrespecting menace. He lived in the caves and saw.
Did he work with Craig at the mining company?
No, he lived in the caves.
They were just neighbors.
He just lived in the caves?
They all lived in the caves. We've been to your subterranean home.
You know what I mean, but I'm like, I picture like someone living in the walls, you know?
Yeah, he like lived in the caves.
It's all wall.
And he would like while Craig would be working, he would just be talking to Craig about like, I hit up this one chick.
He was like Gollum whispering, like he was like Worm Tongue, but for like douche things, for like dude bro things.
Yeah, his name was Jib Jab Gab. And that was his friend.
I'm writing all this down. I'm canonizing all of it.
Horrible influence.
I'm writing
Rose's birthday is in less than 2 weeks. I just want to let that be known.
Okay. Jackie, what about Rose?
That's a lot of pressure on Thespis. That's like a birthday right after a new relationship.
I'm just hoping we're not. I just hope we don't fight the big bad. The last session is on Rose's birthday. Anyway, Rose would be her friend. Zach's doing it on purpose. He's smiling. It's creepy. Ro had a friend in the It's not creepy, but it was a scary smile. Ro had a friend at the orphanage. Her name was Lyrian. She was a half elf. She left about 2 years before. This is all canon, by the way. It's in my original notes.
Oh my goodness! I remember you talking about this.
I can even spell the name for you. It has a little thingy on it.
It's okay.
But she was a half elf. She left about 2 years before Ro. She was like an artist, like she painted and stuff. I like to imagine that she was kind of like, she was like, you know that meme where it's like the goth house and then the pretty pink house.
Oh yeah.
In Malibu. Yeah. I like to imagine that their friendship was like that. Like Ro was the very would like kind of get into like a little bit of trouble, mischievous when they were kids, like would take risks, wanted to like be an adventurer, maybe wanted to do magic, stuff like that. And Lyrian was like very like prim and proper, like blonde with pink hair bows and stuff. So I think she would meet the fun guys and be like, this is who you ended up with. But I mean, I think she's super nice, but she's like would be very out of her element.
I can dig it. I wanted to say for Craig that I felt like his person was his mom. Because if you guys remember her, she was really intense and off-putting.
I liked his mom.
I can only imagine her interacting with the party.
What?
No, I think she would fit in. I think she would like get along with Gretta.
Dude, your mom was incredibly judgmental and kind of nationalistic. And
Mom.
I feel like
do you
Gretta
remember the
could
episode where you suddenly sprung that character on me with no other forewarning, and I had to construct her immediately on the spot? Yeah, that's why you don't remember, because you suddenly made it up in the moment. That's in an episode. You just randomly stone called your mom one day, and I had to be your mom.
In more ways.
Do you remember?
No.
Okay,
I don't remember that at all.
Well, you forced me to make her up, and I played her for like half an hour. And you know what? I'm going to bring that back to haunt you before the end of the campaign.
It was fun.
But anyway, only because you don't remember.
I'm a different man now. Are you proud of me?
Like, I finally got a hold of that sending stone.
Oh my goodness, that's awful. I think for Thespis, dude, just anyone he hung out back in the fruit stand days. I mean, I want to say there were like a collection of. Do you know how Dwight? You remember the episode of The Office where Dwight brings in all of his friends to audition for the job? Yeah. But they're all so unbearable he can't get any of them to take it.
Oh, great.
I imagine Thespis just had a small cadre of people like that, of like all in that sphere with him. I
picture like Dwight's cousin.
Yeah, yes. Like all different specific flavors of insufferable. And I brought up Dwight's friends specifically because my favorite joke from that episode is where they get like 3/4 of the way through the episode and you talk to one of his friends and you find out that that guy says that he and Dwight and a bunch of the other people were all in this like scam where this guy convinced them all, they all had powers like the X-Men, but he was just getting them to do like agricultural labor. I think it would be like that for Thespis because you remember how when you met him, Thespis was all like, I'll be a great hero and I'll get all these powers. And so like, I think there was just like a small group of people he hung out with that were all delusional about their different abilities and different kinds of antisocially difficult. So just any of them.
Beautiful.
I'm going to say there was a dwarf he hung out with who went by Biv, and nobody knew his real name. Biv. And he was very convinced that he was a mage of some kind, but he wasn't. And he was like, it's all telekinetic, but I think his friend's just Dwight, actually. Like the episode where Jim convinces Dwight that he has telekinesis by getting Pam to move the... Anyway.
I have a question.
Yep.
Would Thespis be friends with Argyle back when we met Thespis? And would Thespis be friends with Argyle now, as Argyle is in our most recent courageous core?
I'd be friends with Argyle now.
Yes to both.
Yes to both.
I think Thespis from back in the day and Argyle from back in the day would have been best buds, no question.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think current Argyle and current Thespis would also be friends.
Can we talk about...
I think Thespis might be pulling him forward a little bit.
Can we talk about how Ravina is best friends with Argyle and Rove is falling for Thespis?
Wow.
What's happening there?
Yeah,
Butter.
that means something.
History repeats itself. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. Note-taking nerds. This is a level 16.
0.521.
All right. Level 16 adventure. The date is 3488 PB. We're going to go through a little time jump that we're not really going to acknowledge, and that's okay. It's 3488 PB. CB called the 22nd, but it's the next day. It's the next day. And this is episode 177 of The Accidental Adventures, A Poor Bet.
What episode was the number? What episode number was it again?
It's the day of the week.
It is, Jackie. It is. You said it's episode 177, A Poor Bet.
Thank you.
All right. I guess we're going to freaking do this thing.
I have a question.
Yep.
Never mind, we're recording.
We are. This has been good. All right. That was good. We're professionals around here. We've been doing this for almost 5 years.
Listeners.
Did you guys hear that?
Hello
Australian listener.
Hello, Australian listener. Hello, Mom. Hello, all my friends.
Hello, Mom. All right.
Friends.
Yeah, I could feel it, Mike. I was pretty sure that's what was coming. I could have bet money. I was like, yep, I know what that was. But we'll come back to it. So, my question.
No.
Okay. Well, actually, no. Let's do it this way. It's the next day. I think it is very fair to say that you guys are probably quite exhausted. Emotionally, physically, on so many levels. It was 2 days ago that the Hatefall happened, that it fell, and you buried Alondra yesterday. So, I think a lot of people are getting a good night's sleep. I mean, you guys do not have a lot of time to waste in a lot of ways, but there's just exhaustion. There's lethal exhaustion at some point. And so, as the party's getting as much sleep as they can, who do they think would be first awake?
Well, Greta, do you want done? I will if you don't want to.
You can do it. I'm just gonna say I have a feeling that Greta has been having trouble sleeping recently. Just like having trouble staying asleep. So she probably would wake up a couple times in the night, and maybe just walk around or do some reading or praying or something. But I don't know if she would be awake in the morning.
I think Rose probably, because I think yesterday Ro woke up to one of the first ones, and I think it's like it's almost like a compulsive thing of she has to wake up and like check and make sure everyone is like there and alive and breathing, but like she's not gonna wake up anyone, but she's like like if she gets a little bit of wake up, she's like, I'm awake.
When you awake, it is not your typical hour for waking. This is a party well accustomed to early mornings and constant travel and urgent business to be done. And you wake up and it's been bright outside. Well, no, that's not true. Actually, when you wake up, there is a moment where you suspect you've awoken at your typical hour, given how dim it still is.
Well, yeah.
But as you sort of blink to sense and feel the connection with Agba, however dim at this point, that keen mind is sharpened magically, and it feels around like 10. Wow. You all have slept for quite some time for you all. And as you awake, you can hear what sounds like the high-pitched contact of glass and some very soft talking. And as you get up from your bed, actually probably just from a clover growth on the floor.
Yep. That's where I went to sleep last night.
Thespis you notice he sleeps a lot like with his back up against things. Like he sleeps sitting up often. And you wonder if that's maybe a function of being a bit of a hedge knight, of traveling the way he had in his training. But he's nearby, sleeping with his back up against a wall, of his armor stacked nearby. Craig's sprawled somewhere else nearby. Greta's in a pretty tight ball somewhere. and the raccoon is coiled up next to her. Micah's doing a little dance for us. And Tello's not far from Greta. He's just sleeping by wherever she is. And F Moon's not in sight at the moment. He's probably sleeping somewhere in the bedroom. But Kara, that pizza looks so good. And it's
keep going, keep rolling. Who said what? Keep rolling.
And in the kitchen nearby, to respond to the clinking of the glass, he's on a little stool, but Spagoober's up on a stool with his hands over the counter, and Bella Andra's there by him. And they are both already working on potions.
Oh, wow.
It's a little unclear what the phase of the process is right now. It looks like the glass is very heavily frosted with something. The vials that they're working with in pieces. But, and there's like a thin steam coming off of it. Also, they've like cracked the window in the kitchen just a little bit, and it's very cold. But it seems like there's like a pretty caustic smoke that needs to get, or like some sort of a gas that needs to get out of the window.
Lab going on,
and it's being like kind of sucked out by the heat difference to the cold. But they're just working. Belandra doesn't look well, and her hair's quite a mess, but she looks a little more like about her senses. Like maybe this task to do is helping put her to some ease. But you wake up and see that. You step to the window, and when you look outside, it's another cold day. The snow's gotten deeper, and it is snowing. The ash is still falling, and the sky is still covered in gray and black clouds. And sunlight is like diffused behind it, but there's no direct sunlight coming in and anywhere. It's really unclear when, if at all, this weather's going to break and or fall out in the sky. And it's colder than it should be, even in this winter. Like it's pretty frigid in the house. And there are tracks through the snow now, and you can even see some figures moving about in the town, but it is not, even in the constricted movement of the winters here, it's even less than usual. It still seems like a day and a half out, people are still pretty boarded up and afraid, and there are no tracks leading to your all's home. No one's come to ask, no one's come to inquire, no one's come to visit. You get the feeling that fear is very much still gripping Parsage.
Where's Shista?
Yes. Yeah. I kind of forgot about that.
Is she like in Nom? Like, do I suspect that Nom is probably still
Nom's
below
nowhere
ground?
in sight. Nom's nowhere in sight, so you're not exactly sure. You also don't see Shista. Do you kind of go searching the house?
I don't go like in the caves, but I just walk around the rooms to see.
Okay.
To see
when
where
you pop your head
is.
in the bedroom, that designated bedroom, Moon Kai is sleeping on one side of the floor, on one side of the bed, and Shista is asleep in the bed, wrapped in cloth and unconscious. But
okay. I go back in the kitchen and I just kind of slightly knock on the wall when I walk in to not startle them. And I say, "Good morning."
Spagoober turns around and looks at you and goes, hi, Ra. Nope, sorry. And he kind of bows back around really quickly to shift one of the glasses as Belandra's like whispered something and is then like receiving a liquid into a vial and moving it. And she turns her head and says, good morning. And then returns to her work. She seems slightly more her wits about her, but still a little fuguish.
Yeah.
There's no breakfast out, which Spagoober always does. And it's not because there aren't stores of food. You get the feeling it may have for once slipped his mind. And maybe he's been kind of entranced in this task.
Spagoober, would it be helpful if I...
There is a very sudden shock of power, and the room shakes. The table... and the chairs... shift. And all of the glasses, Spagoober has to dart his hands forward to catch one. And there's a very sudden rush of energy and thermal displacement that you all have felt plenty of times before. And very suddenly, standing in the kitchen, are also this song is louder than all the others, and I don't know why. Remember, you can adjust the music on the side. Very suddenly, standing in the kitchen are... count 5 people, and you recognize 2 of them very well. and 3 of the others not particularly. And it wakes up quite a few of the people in the house who startle and sit up. Players, would you mind describing the characters who are standing in the kitchen? Whoever wants to hop in. Just unmute and get in there.
I can go first.
Remember a number of you muted.
Daniel. It was me. You see a taller than the average dwarf, with a very cold-looking eye. Well, I think his eyes are very cold in general right now. But he's 4'8". And you know him, you love him, you've seen him before. It's Rand'grim. He's here with his big beard.
Let's go.
His eye that is golden, an eye that is not, and trident and awesome scabbard in his hand with a huge shield on his back. As he looks grimly at everyone else, waiting for the people who usually talk to introduce each other, but giving firm and gentle waves to all the people he knows.
He's the one character we won't spend too much time on because we have described him visually before.
We also have described Janus, but I will just...
It's been
It was a
long
while
time.
back.
Yeah.
I think there's some pretty significant changes we need to talk about there, buddy.
They're significant, but anyways, then...
Kara's on the pond.
Hello.
It's been a while for Kara.
It's been probably, I think, 102, maybe 200 episodes. I don't know. It's been a while.
Been a while.
There's a cat. Abby
It's
has
a
cat. I'm so sorry.
crazy. I am a half elf sorcerer. She is completely decked out. Currently she has her sword out because that's how we teleport with it. Oh, actually no, this would just be teleportation, so never mind.
That's a
I
bit
wouldn't
too
have
great
the
of a
sword out.
distance.
Yeah. But she has the robe of the Archmage Magi on, so that looks like just like ethereal and crazy. And I feel like she looks a little more worn now. Maybe not quite as lively as I once was, but yeah, I'm here.
She has we have described her before, but she has the light brown, very kind of lightly wavy hair at the ends. She has a fair but somewhat not uncommon look. I'm going to send actually an image in... Do we have lore and reference for this thing? We do. I'm going to send an image in lore and reference of the cloak that Kara's talking about. So Janus, in the past, she wore these kind of like brown and gray and blue robes. And now she shows up in that, which is in the lore and reference channel. A very different look. Where she lands, the room just kind of emanates with power. And actually, very subtly, once she arrives, it's only kind of a moment later that like a number of the clovers that Ro had growing kind of slowly like turn toward where she's standing as a result of that indelible aura. There is a third figure standing there who all of you do not recognize. Andrea, if you wouldn't mind introducing your character for the first time on a pod episode.
You see a human man. He is early 30s, of average height, a fairly lithe build, and he has black hair that stops just above his ears and piercing blue eyes, and I would say he's extremely handsome, but also looks very exhausted right now. And around his head is a silver circlet that is glowing gold. And he is wearing the coolest dragon armor you've ever seen, completely made from white dragon hide. And he is he is looking around, taking in the people that he has not met before. Though Zhav'ian has certainly heard about the Fun Guys.
Just just to build on to that a little bit, again, I don't want to take anything, but just to emphasize, Zhav'ian's armor is it's entirely dragon scale mail. So they're these white scales that completely cover the armor all over his body, and even this interstitial sections in between are like this pale white leather. And even though the scales are completely white, they have frost all over them, and there's just a little bit of like frost mist falling off of him at all times. In the left gauntlet of that armor, there are sort of grafted in 3 or 4 scales, Andrea.
I believe we only grafted in 3 of them.
Okay, 3. There are 3 different dragon scales that are not white dragon scales, also grafted into that left gauntlet. And the left hand, where the armor ends at the wrist, his right hand is a human's hand of pale flesh. And the left hand is like a completely white and gold, like kind of glowing gemstone hand. He is, I don't want to overstate, yes, Jackie. I don't want to overstate Andrea's point, but Zhav'ian's not good looking. He's archetypically gorgeous. He is male romantic protagonal figure on the front of the saucy female author romantasy novel. I mean, he looks kind of like Rysand from ACOTAR, or pick your person. He is strikingly gorgeous.
I will admit that Dorian from ACOTAR was a slight inspiration.
Let's
there
go.
You go. So he is drop dead gorgeous. He's fairly tall and leanly built, and I'm trying to think if there's any really significant update for Rand'grim since the last time you saw him. I don't think so. If only that there are still some various scars still healing on him. And Zhav'ian, even from where you can see, like, there's a gash on his neck, and they look like they've been through it. To describe the other people who arrive, there is also a half-orc woman, taller than half your party, but short next to Zhav'ian. She's a greenish gray, and a little grayer than she is in the artwork, but very squat and muscular. She has thick arms and thick legs, and she is dotted and dashed with scars. She has this beautiful sort of marble, like stone and metal, kind of alien-looking longbow on her back with a quiver at her side, and she has like a fully metal breastplate that actually, Craig, looks pretty similar to the metal make of your armor and has some of the same designs at its edges. She arrives doing that thing where your arms are folded in and you've got your arm pressed behind your bicep to make it look as buff as you can, and she's arriving like fully in a pose. Everyone else looks like they just went through a teleport, but she's arrived in a pose. And then lastly, there is this very large turtle fellow. He's one of the biggest in the whole group, if not the tallest, and he looks like a sea turtle, very much like the art. He's very accurately represented. He's got some thick grooves and gashes in his shell and plating now, but he's got this like kind of tan and gold underside. Yes, a much taller party, Jackie. A much taller party. It's really only Rand'grim balancing the heights. They're so much taller than you guys. Other than Tello and Boz. But he's got this like green and brown dappling all over the back of him, and he has this like sort of beaded wooden necklace coming around to a symbol of Eldath in the front, but it's heavily charred. It looks magical, but it looks like it's only barely survived something. And he's carrying in his hand a staff of Karkrin that you recognize. But the figurine at the top is split apart, and flowers are growing out of it, and all up the length of the shaft. And exploding suddenly into presence in your living room or in your kitchen, dining, entertaining space are the Warriors of the Well. Warriors of the Well.
I just want it to be known that this is our Adventure 250.
Yes, it is. Very importantly, this is Adventure 250 of The Legend of the New Ones, a poor bet. So it is episode 177 and adventure 250. It's also a level 16 and level 18 adventure.
Oh, level 18.
Y'all are buffed up. Y'all are way buffed up.
We've seen some things.
Andrew, did you push up your bicep?
It didn't even do anything because I don't have like extra there. Like there's no
You're
more
jacked,
muscle
dude.
to
You're ripped. You're ripped, dude. Warriors of the Well.
It didn't work.
You are standing in a very modest cabin-like home. There is this central wooden room that's kind of like a kitchen dining combo, not very large. There's a little like bay alcove on the side that faces out into a snowy landscape, what looks like a room to your left, and then a nearby storage closet, and that's about it. The door behind and in front.
Have I been here before? Is this the house in
You have, Janus. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
You don't. Zhav'ian, I don't know that you know yet.
Know what?
Oh yeah, Janus would tell you. You're in Parsage. Oh, duh. Zhav'ian, you're in Parsage. One of the towns from your
That's
nation.
true.
You're in
You would know,
Telethanon.
yeah.
Prince of Telethanon. Telethian Prince. Yeah, you're in Parsage.
Does Ro recognize the resemblance of the king and the princess?
No.
No.
Well, no, from the princess slightly. Well,
Okay.
to get into the no, he actually doesn't look too much like his siblings.
Okay.
He looks
But
a
I've heard
little
of
like
him.
his sister.
I know that
He
he's.
doesn't-
I know that he's probably the brother. I'm putting two and two together.
He's much, 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 much better looking than King Ewan. Much better looking. And Warriors of the Well.
And I've always said that. So
There's a tall, well-dressed, mage-like woman in front of a wooden counter. There's a squat, very physically unimpressive dwarven man with blonde curls
He's very
and
impressive.
a little vest and thick clothing on. And they've both got tinctures and vials with fluids in them with which they're working. Efmund Kai, who you all recognize, is groggily waking up in a rumpled tavern and walking around the edge of a doorway. You all recognize Thespis. Oh, okay. All right. He's awake there, leaned against a wall. Hi, Luke.
In Ethmund Kai's temple, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's so many characters. I'm gonna try and get rid of a couple of them here, but
I'm
there's
staring there.
also.
Do we need
okay,
to
like-
describe our characters for?
We're gonna get there.
Okay,
get there.
I didn't know. We haven't done
and there
it in
is
so
also
long.
one of the only tall people in this place. Actually, Belandra and Efmund are both quite tall, but there is a about 6 foot, dark-skinned. Well, he's average height.
He's
You're just really, really, really short.
5'9". That's
No,
really
he's
tall
like
compared to
no, he's
everyone
like
else.
5'7" or 5'8".
You told me
Anyway.
5'9".
Okay, he's 5'9". And there is a very darkly skinned wood elven man who is not in armor yet, but he's just he's got a compressed afro on one side and he's rubbing his eyes and walking in and looking shocked. And some of his like freckles on his face are dotted gold. There is a very incredible looking person. I can send artwork of the fun guys.
Sorry.
We have some.
I beat
Oh
you
no!
to
Hey,
it.
no, great. It's already been sent. Okay, so there is the fellow you see on the left in the fungi artwork. A druid in these very like green and brown clothing. He has. It didn't quite come through in the artwork, and that's okay because it looks incredible. But he does not look like a ginger with warm skin. His hair is auburn
Just Daniel.
and has oak leaves in autumn growing out of it. And his skin is not a flush human tone.
Thank you.
His skin is pale with grayish kind of very faint stripes like ash bark going all the way down his face and some of the hands that come out of his armor or out of his cloaks. And so you see that fellow. He's also a bit taller. And then would you guys describe the other three fun guys we see there? And then we will have finally described the characters so we can get to you guys role-playing, having suddenly teleported in the room. Somebody
Rose.
say words.
Okay, I'll do it. Rose, who's in the kitchen, she is a 4'1" half dryad. She has like greenish bark-like skin, and now she has like this shaggy bob that's like, her hair's like black but in light, like it shines kind of oil slick, and there's like little purple flowers and gold leaves like growing through her hair, and she has bright purple eyes with like gold flecks in them. And I'm gonna say that when she got up, she put on her leather armor. So
Awesome.
it's like
so she looks exactly like the artwork.
Yeah, she has like black and gray and green kind of glamour-studded armor on, and like little gold accents, and she has like a couple of rings on her fingers and like 6 necklaces.
Oh,
And but they're
She's
like
got
tucked
so
in.
many necklaces.
And I don't think she has either one of her lutes on her, but they're probably close by. She has one lute that's called Soul Mender. That's like your typical looking lute, and it looked like it had been cracked at one time, but now it's inlaid with like gold, and the symbol of the maker is on it. And then she has another one that looks kind of like a hand axe. And it's very metal looking, and it's like resting against the wall too. And I think that's Ro. I think I described her. I don't know. I think that's her.
Nice. She's got flowers growing out of her purple hair.
I said that.
Oh, my bad.
Zach,
Don't
Can
eat the
you-
flowers.
can you remind me, on Craig's face, is it the gold that's going through the scars? Is that where the gold is specifically?
Yes.
Because that's what I thought. Okay. So, Craig is this dwarven paladin man who. One second. Okay, he's this dwarven paladin man who is incredibly buff, but you can't exactly tell because he has a lot of armor on. But trust me, man's jacked. And you know, when he's wearing his armor, he walks around like a really short prince. And he's got this like really cool like blonde hair. It's kind of like 70s. I don't know. The way I think of it is like middle schoolers. You know how their hair is like all like, I don't know, like wavy and stuff. That's how I imagine it. But just let me go on. And
Yeah,
then he's
sorry. Go do your thing. Go get him.
And then he's got these like really blue eyes, the kind of blue eyes where you're like you're trying to talk, but you keep forgetting what you're saying because it's like, you know.
This description's incredible, Micah.
Thank you. I practiced for hours. And he's the only problem is that as you're getting lost in his eyes, you're also getting lost into the like gold
his muscles.
scars because bro was burned. He was burned. He had a lot of stuff going on, and then now there's gold healed into the scars on his face that go along his beard. Also, he has a beard, a really blonde beard, and it's sick. It's a really cool beard. That's it.
Okay. Also, exactly like the reference artwork, which gives Craig
Exactly.
front and center in great detail.
Yeah. Is he blind?
Last but not least. Oh, my
Because in
God.
the artwork, his eye is white.
Yeah.
Continuing on. Go get him, Abby.
Fine.
Oh, yes. Also, I forgot to mention, Micah, your character's fully blind. He has no sight. What were you saying, Abby? It's your turn. Greta?
As like everybody's kind of like, I'm sure it's like just a kind of a chaotic moment, but you see a like disheveled lump round the corner, and if you look closely you can make out an old woman. Like I think she's at least, I don't know how old she looks. She probably looks a little bit older than she is, because of her life before and during being with the fun guys. But you see an old woman. She's an old gnome. She has long, disheveled hair. It's like probably used to be brown, but there's a lot of gray hairs. And if you look close, you can see little gold hairs, kind of mixed in with the gray. there's still a lot of brown, but her roots are very gray and very gold. She's wearing just a long cloaks. She has probably 2 or 3 cloaks on, a lot of pockets. She's not currently wearing any. It looks like sleeping clothes. She's not currently wearing anything. It looks like she would go to battle or out about in, but she is holding a really gorgeous book, and she's just kind of sleepily walking the corner. It's probably tucked under her arm right now. And if you look, she has little beady eyes, and kind of a little. I forgot how I described her nose, but she's got beady eyes and a nose, and on around her eyes and where crow's feet go and in her forehead, she's very, very wrinkled. But if you look closely, there's little bits of gold in the wrinkles. So her face is very wrinkled, but also kind of interesting to look at, I would say. That's her.
She also has emerald inlaid tattoos coming down from her mouth of text going down the side of her face and down her neck.
Yeah, she has. Thank you, Zach. I can't believe I forgot that. She has
I got you.
So going from the corner of her mouth, she has script in a bunch of different languages. And it trails from her mouth and down around her ear, not around her ear, but next to her ear, and goes down her neck. It's just And it also very well mentioned by she's rubbing her eyes and is not happy about whatever. It's she looks like she wouldn't normally be out of bed, but she heard something happening and she was like, oh, I should probably go check out what's going on.
All right.
I think go ahead.
With immense satisfaction, fungi's, the warriors of the well have exploded into the room, whereas the well, you've exploded into the fungi's room, and I'm going to do something beautiful. Now I'm just going to mute myself and let you go. Roleplay characters, you've met the others. Go get them.
When they jump into the room, Rose's going to go up and hug Janus and Rand'grim.
Oh.
That's what's going to happen, what I'm going to do.
A little pitter-patter.
I'll reciprocate the hug, of course. So it's not awkward. Not that it would be, but I'm just trying to. It's not awkward.
I think
Zhav'ian takes a step back. This is Gretta or Rowena. It's probably one of them two. They didn't. They don't explain what happens.
They weren't super specific.
Gretta, as she kind of recognizes who it is and recognizes the people that she knows, she just probably waves to Rand'grim and Janus, and then goes over to greet the others. I think, that's what she would do. I gotta go back.
Yes.
It's all dependent on y'all doing things, getting in there, saying stuff. You have to do stuff. There's so many characters.
I think Craig was still below whenever they popped in. And so he's coming up, out of the little cave area, and he's just whoa, there's 5 more people and I only know 2 of them. And I think
okay, so a fully clad dwarven man comes out of a hole in the ground up a ladder and up a trapdoor and just emerges.
No, I think he's gonna go, oh, and I think he's gonna go back down for a little bit.
Okay, you fully recognize Janus and Rand'grim, but all right.
Craig!
I'm not... Bro, I'm not ready for company. And he's his beard's half up and his half down. He's all right. I thought
down.
This.
I look at Janus and Rand'grim, who I know, and I go, is there... I mean, I know we were supposed to probably talk, but, is there a reason you guys are here this morning, or... I mean, you guys are welcome,
Messaged us.
Oh, She looks at Spagoober.
You guys turn and look at Spagoober. He's at the counter, like, kind of nervously holding a glass of wine in one hand. He goes, "Oh, you're the wires at the whale. That's crazy."
Well, I think maybe we thought that there was like maybe active impending doom. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so
sorry,
I think we're
I
also a
didn't.
little...
I probably could have sent a second message.
I mean,
we're okay, but I figured maybe it was really time we kind of things aren't good, and I don't know. I just felt like maybe we needed to synergize, you know.
Yeah, Ro points to outside and she goes, "Well, I figured it was just. I mean, in his defense, isn't it like 24/7 impending doom out there, or?"
I mean, I guess
there was a sense of
maybe-
urgency in the message. I apologize it was not communicated.
No, that's okay. We're good.
I'm Zhav'ian and
Rowing a green bottle.
Oh, that's crazy.
Nice to meet you.
Big hand, little hand, huge height difference.
And then I'll kind of point over and I'll say, "You egg, wee woo."
Hi. Wee woo just subdues you. She just kind of like subdues everybody. She looks at no, Craig's still below. She doesn't look at anybody.
Rose just like nodding, like it's really, really, honestly an honor to meet the rest of you guys.
Everyone comes around the corner and goes, "Holy Saloon! Everybody's here. That's really wild." And Tello walks up and goes, "You're Zhav'ian the Nom."
Yes.
Whoa, man, that's crazy. And he like walks up and like he's kind of rubbing some sleepies out of his eyes. He puts out a hand. He goes, "You don't know me, but I'm Tello. I'm Tello and Daryl." I'm tripping over my side, kind of fangirling. This is whoa, you're Zhav'ian the Nom. And he like reaches out a hand. I'm shaking hands with Zhav'ian. Guys, this is Zhav'ian.
Nice to meet you.
You guys don't know, but sorry, I don't know if I said wow. Oh my goodness, my froze now. He pulls out a pick and starts picking, and he's like picking while talking to you, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Tello Indar. I mean, I'm from Unsen. You probably haven't heard of me, but you were known for being like the man. Like you toured all over nations, and you were the ladies' man, and you knew art and culture, and then you became this. I mean, you're a warrior of the well now, and you like Yeppin, and you're Zhav'ian the Nom. I mean, Janus, you're really cool too."
Like just like slightly move slightly away from Wee Woo, like
Wee Woo like glares her eyes and turns, and Tello looks at her and goes, "Hi, Tello. And Janus, you're really cool too. You totally are. But that's crazy. I can't believe I'm meeting you, man. I've heard your hand is gold. Is it really like? What does it do? Can you light it up? Does it go like flashy?"
It's more opal.
Whoa.
Ro looks over at Gretta and is like, "What's going?"
And Tello's just like, I try to keep my cool most of the time, man, but you're like really cool. I can't believe I'm talking to you. This is crazy.
Gretta comes up.
Whoa.
Hey, Tello.
Gretta turns to Ro and she whispers, "I've never seen him like this. I didn't know he did this."
I whisper back to Gretta and go, Is this what it was like when I met the king? Is this what I looked like?"
No comment. No comment.
Tello kind of twitches his head, turns back to you, and goes, "Yeah, this is exactly what it was like." And then he goes back to talking to Zhav'ian. The big turtle guy walks up, and he kind of bends down on his knees, and he goes, "Hey, hi, I'm Ewag. Yeah, I know people are shaking hands, and they're really grim times, but I'm kind of a hugger, if that's okay with you. But I wanted to ask first, you guys
Who's he
huggers?"
talking to?
Yeah, which one of us?
Kind of all of you from a distance away.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm a hugger. Yeah, that's
Get in
fine.
here. And he reaches out and Ro, he pulls you really tight. It's a weird level of friendly intimacy so quickly, but he hugs you real tight, and it's a really warm hug. It's he just hugs you for a long time, then he puts you down and he goes, "They're hard times. We gotta come together. Hey, hi, Gretta."
Gretta extends a hand, and she goes like, "It's really nice to meet you, and I'm sure we'll hug later."
these huge clawed hand reach out and he goes, "Hey, that's completely fine. Boundaries are super important."
When they shake hands, she kind of like puts a hand on top, like I like you, but I just She's like, it is really nice to meet you.
He fully keeps the distance and he goes, "Hey, it's all good. We're all reacting to this differently." He takes his hand out and he goes, "I hear you're an archpriestess. Is that right?"
I am.
Dude,
DM, can you?
Crazy.
Wait, I'm gonna try and look at the art again. Is Ewig the one wearing a symbol?
Yeah, he's the big turtle guy.
Okay, cool. And she
symbol.
Yeah. She goes, I am. It's been wonderful. You have a staff of Karkrin. We had one of those and it was really bad for us.
Yeah, it didn't go great for us either. But I'm a kind of a de facto archpriest, I guess. I don't really worry about the semantics too much. But I'm an archpriest of Eldath, so peace and healing and all that.
Wonderful to meet you. How did
it's really wonderful to meet you.
How did you put the flowers on the staff?
They just kind of came out. I've kind of turned into like a chosen vessel of supreme healing on Eldath's behalf.
Wow.
I'm constantly saving these guys from insane circumstances. Just really horrifying stuff. And sometimes the flowers just kind of bloom,
I'm trying to do more healing. I used to be more of a being on the front lines cleric. I'm trying to be more of a I guess as a priestess now I get to step back and learn more healing. So I'm sure I have a lot of lessons to learn.
There's a beauty in the backline. But hey, maybe you can teach me about, getting up front, getting in there, Maybe you can teach me about the 1-2, 1-2,
Well, if I do it right, hopefully you won't have to use your healing powers on me.
No, I'm definitely going to. If I've learned anything, it's that I constantly have to do that. It's and he just kind of like Vietnam flashback, just kind of freezes there for a second, and an eye twitches, and he goes, we fought 2 dragons at once one time.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you know what a kraken is, but there were 2 of those. Okay, Craig just fully dressed in plate armor.
He's well manicured and his armor has been polished with his spit.
Okay. Craig emerges. Craig, you've done no sooner but stepped up before the buff half-orc lady just walks straight to you and goes, "Sup, wee woo. Wee woo Pukrika." Are you laughing? Are you laughing at my name? Huh? Shorty? You think my name's funny? She turns back to Zhav'ian and she goes, "Is my name funny? My name's not funny. Nobody's ever made fun of my name."
Your name is beautiful.
Do you want breakfast? Do you want breakfast? Do you want breakfast?
Well, I have a question for everyone. Not to interrupt, but you guys just got here. We don't have breakfast. Our house is quite small and not well, it's not really finished. Would you guys want me to like whip up a space for we could hop in.
Tello's eyes light up. He looks at Zhav'ian. He looks back to you, Ro, and he goes, "Oh, do the thing, Ro. Do the thing. Do it. Do the thing. Show him the thing." Sorry. He like furtively glances at you, Zhav'ian, and he goes, "It's really cool."
I mean, only if you guys are you guys hungry? Like, would you guys like a place that's better than this? No offense, I love our home, but it's like
we come here. We don't want to be imposing hosts, and also we have our own food thing. And I look at I just kind of gesture at Janus, start explaining.
Well, I mean, I can. It's not that I love our home. It's just this is really small for this many people. Let me just. And she's
it's really cool.
Kneading his fingers, looking kind of guilty.
You know I love our house, and she walks into the other room.
It's not done yet. I'm doing my best.
She walks into the other room, and on the wall, she takes out her spoon, and then she plays like a little thing, and like draws with the spoon on the wall, and now there's a door there with like little mushrooms and all, and like a knocker, and she opens it and she goes, let's go in here. I think this would be better.
this brilliant silver door traces itself to light in light, and Ro has to sit there and play through this really complex tune with one finger. She's like pressing her fingers down the strings on the fretboard like you can do one-handed with electric guitar, while drawing the door with a spoon, and all these mushrooms are blooming from the wall, and then all of a sudden these doors open, and does everyone go inside?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Welcome to.
I did want to do something with Edmund Kai, but I mean that's just whatever.
Yeah, do it on the way in. Do it. Here's the thing I recommend. Here's the thing I recommend about having 6 players. Go for it all the time. Jump in all the time. I'd rather have the overlapping voices and the people kind of, because that feels a whole lot more like genuine role play. Like get in there and just go for it all the time instead of 6 people going. I'll wait. Like, just go for it. Everybody's in the room. There's too many people. It's all over.
Well, as Zhav'ian walks by,
okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bro hug or whatever guys do to greet each other.
You hold up a hand. Edmund Kai just walks up and daps you and pulls you in and goes, "Zhav'ian, it is very good to see you." And thumps his hand on your back.
It's also great to see you, and thank you so much for letting my family stay at the temple.
Of course. He steps back all of a sudden for a very genuine moment, puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Absolutely."
I was also going to go up to him and hold his... Oh, sorry.
He just said, "I was dead yesterday."
I am glad that is not the case today.
I owe the fun guys my life. I'm glad to see us working together. Janus, get over here. It's rude not to say hi.
Yeah, no, I was already going to walk up to him and just kind of hold his hands in between my two, and that's how I'll greet him, you know? With
he
a
smiles
good nod.
at you warmly and squeezes your hands back and says, "It's good to see you again, Janus.
Good to see that you're alive.
It's good to be alive, even if in an evil time." He turns to look at Rand'grim and he says, "Rand'grim, you are well? Be enough?"
Well enough to fight.
He just nods, grimly and curtly. He looks at Ueg, and Ueg nods and goes, "Edmund." "Ueg. Woo." And then he turns and walks into the doors of the mansion. And then yeah.
I was just gonna say,
for it.
when
Jackie.
when I got out the spoon to do it, I will say there was some. I was trying to rush through it so that we could just get to talking, but I will say there was some hesitation because that was the first time she's done this since she's heard about Kanaegeli. And I think there was some hesitation there, and she had some thought about it. But I will say, she tells everyone, she's like, "Welcome to the Fun Guys Fantastic Fortress," I think is what we named it. But yeah, there's rooms for everyone. And there's a feast laid out over there if anyone wants anything. And so just quickly, when you walk in, there's a giant tree in the center of the room, and the rest of the room is kind of like a library. And over to your left, there's a huge dining table with just tons of breakfast foods and honey bread and just any kind of food you could think about on the table. And on the tree, every name of the Fun Guys and the Warriors of the Well is now carved in gold. And then if you go off to the right, there's a prayer meditation room. There's rooms for every single person that's here. There's a gym, and there's a restroom with a literal piss. And that's what you got.
And
no, this is impressive.
Oh, thank you.
I turned to Janus. I was about to say we should move to All House. This works.
You all step into an interdimensional space you've not seen the likes of which since visiting the Opalescent Tome, and you all are starkly reminded of Kanaegeli as well. And then it occurs to you, there might be a place Ro might have learned this spell. You all step into this immense and large space. The door is shut behind you, and Shpiguber and Valandra are permitted to return to, while this is an amazing moment to take place in, the dire task of trying to produce any health potions if they can before you all get going. Thespis helps Apmund Kai with some sort of a preparation, because I need to manage the sheer number of characters actively doing something at the moment. And the rest of you all have entered the space.
I have an action. I think at some point, Greta turns to, well, after, introductions have been made and everything, she turns to Rand'grim and she says, but what has been, sorry. What has been, what's happened since we saw you?
Well, we killed Zhav'ian's sister. We killed 2 of the 4 acolytes of the apocalypse. And we brought the dragon into the world. And we saved a big magical disc that I'm sure Janus will share more about.
Shista's alive, by the way. Ro throws in.
What did you say?
Shista's alive, by the way. Like, normal. Like, back to her old, literally old self.
What?
I think Rand'grim pauses for a second. Oh, sorry.
Ewig furrows his brow and says, what?
Ro looks at Craig to, like, you wanna take this one?
So basically, the maker was like, hey, I made you a good person. Watch me do it again, but to someone else. And so we killed Shista, right? And
yep.
then I saw some lights that pulled me to where she was dead. And that's when he was like, hey, watch me do something cool. And I was like, okay. And so I watched as he like turns bones into muscles, into like basically created her form again as she was pre-evil Shista. And now she's just normal, happy, regular Shista who seems to be a good person.
So happy and regular.
Jamie walked out the room. Jamie just fucking leaves.
I think at the mention of all this stuff, Rand'grim like looks at all of you, hears the words, and about to say something, and just says, "At least the god did something." And then he moves back out a bit, not out of the room, but just like farther away from everyone, waiting for what he suspects is them to plan a bunch of stuff.
Are we mad about this? Am I missing something?
That's Craig saying that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zhav'ian is obviously angry, but he left.
I think I have more history, Craig. I don't know.
Greta says we brought her with her, and we brought her with us, and I think she was still sleeping when you guys arrived, but she's back in Parsage in the bedroom.
She did get Alondra did get to see her before we lost Alondra. And they did get to reconnect.
And was she? Does she just get back to her old powers, or I'm just confused?
She's been extremely weak since
we're not exactly sure. She's no longer a lich, and I believe she has her. I mean, y'all are welcome to talk to her, do whatever, but she seems to have her own memories and all of Alondra, and she was who told us that she was the distraction, that it was Zhav'ian's sister that
yeah, she knew.
She told us. I mean, it was too late, obviously, but we knew right before the hate fell that thanks to her that of what had happened.
I also informed Nifty, and I haven't heard from him since, but I informed him right after it happened.
I would imagine Zhav'ian is pissed, for he's lost his sister and the person that is known as like the Lich of Death and caused a lot of terrible things to happen. Not saying that Zhav'ian's sister didn't always do that, but the Maker chose through you all, and no fault of your own, and you did nothing wrong, but did choose to act in this moment to save her, not a sister, someone who could be brought back to life. I mean, I have my own grievances against the Maker at the moment, but I imagine that's why Zhav'ian just pissed on right out of here.
That's so sad.
It is sad.
And obviously we know what happened to Alondra, but I mean, I'm just assuming that she's been resurrected too many times, and that's why we weren't able to.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, F Moon Kai, Thespis and I are kind of got F Moon Kai back, and then F Moon Kai, we all tried to help, but I think it's just been so many times that it just didn't. We buried her not too far from here, if anyone would like to visit.
She'll be added to the names I recite every morning, but I think that
we tried to save Thalgan, and that didn't work either, of course. And I know that Gumbertemp isn't here anymore either, so yeah. Just glad that you guys are here, of course.
Yeah.
Same for you all.
Yeah.
it's good
Everyone
to see
else,
people alive.
Besides, and Ro knows these names right off the top of her head. She tells them that, like, she looks more at Rand'grim because he was actually there, but she says who all died in the battle and how there's only the 2 left that are now at Bella Andra's. And then
Rand'grim,
everyone that's here.
You are informed that Baluquelio, the other dwarven paladin, and then Thespis and Ehmund, who you saw, and then Sarah, that rather embittered halfling rogue woman, that they survived. And you're recounted that just about everyone else died in the assault on Blackfang, and that there were 3 or 4 others who survived, but they then died in the Hatefall, in the Soulfire.
More names to the list.
You guys were in Zorgrum, yes.
Yes.
What did it look like? Were you guys outside or
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shadow came from the sky, and it got brighter and brighter, or I guess darker and darker. And then like a ring of fire.
Yeah.
Burst out, and we saw it in Zorgrim, and then we teleported here, and we saw it again.
Yeah.
So it moved. It moved fast.
When it fell in Zorgrim, we lost Gretta and Boz and got them back, and then I teleported us out of there, and it's like Greta said, but we went underground, and people seemed to be okay.
I'm gonna go follow
I don't know about
Zhav'ian
the rest
out.
of the town.
What? I'm gonna go follow Zhav'ian out while the discussion is going out, just to make sure he's okay, but continue to do y'all's thing.
Zach, do I remember? I mean, obviously I would, but I just can't personally. Do I remember if it originated at our spot, because that's where?
No.
Okay, so I don't know where
it originated very far from you. And it's breezed over pretty quickly in the description you're handed here, but they said a shadow fell and it got hot and then the ring came. And for a second you're like, wait, what now? And so it sounds like maybe part of what they're intonating is that
it originated there.
Maybe it happened there and then it just spread out from there. And Tello's energy has fallen. He's not an idiot. This is clearly an intense situation. And perhaps everyone was enjoying the escapism of the moment before the many grim realities come flooding back, and Tello wades back into the conversation, if somewhat trepidatiously. Still, maybe sometimes in the way that Rand'grim feels, feeling a little out of his depth constantly with the people he surrounds himself with. But he adds in, I think maybe we saw him.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, we've just kind of not been talking about it, but
yeah.
Maybe we need to be talking about it. Because it's been almost 2 days now. I assume something's happening. Do you guys know more? Or...
Well, the principal nerd in our group is now outside of the room, so...
Sorry. Hey, roleplay.
Have you guys, called anyone? We've talked to a few people, but, I mean, we get the gist that anyone that we know that, could do any magic could be gone now. Like Konage is, I talked to Zhav'ian's brother, and he said they're okay, and I just told them to stay underground. But we haven't talked to many other people.
To be honest, we kind of stopped calling and trying to find who is alive or not, just because it's like obviously nothing that we can fix at this moment.
Yeah.
Court, she's still alive. Besides Nifty, she's the only one left from the Man Abyss. There's one of the guys that we were trying to help and work with. He's still there, but he's of no help anymore.
Gretta had a vision last night, and there was a blood guy, and Craig got rid of him. But I think that may be where we start with the mountains, right, Gretta?
I didn't know that.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Oh.
You did know that. You were there for that.
Gretta's kind of gotten a little quiet.
The blood came out of me, remember?
Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
Been turned into a man.
You see Gretta kind of like, she's like listening and nodding and very sweet. And then like, her face was serious, but it kind of drops, and she's like, I haven't talked to Nifty since the fall. I talked to him just before.
I talked to him after it happened.
Okay. He just
didn't seem like he wanted to like be bothered with it. Basically, he said just sounded exhausted. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, definitely. The piece that we ended up getting and putting together, and the whole reason why Zhav'ian's sister didn't make it is it's called a Selactorium, and basically what we're supposed to do that we know of, and honestly, please Zach, cut in if you need to.
I got your back.
Basically what we discussed is that we have to aim this at Zhav'ian and this is supposed to be the way that we get rid of him. It's like a little round disc, and honestly, I think I'd have it in the pouch, so I might just take it out, actually. So I'll reach into the pouch and pull it out.
Janus produces the odd bag of holding that you've seen her possess in the past. It's got like a sort of stitched design of like teeth and an angry face on the side, and when she opens it and pulls something out, a green fuzzy Muppet-like hand hands her something, and there's this strange little that comes with it. But what comes out is this like foot wide, maybe foot and a half wide metal disc, and it's this strange composite amalgam mineral of like, it's hard to tell if it's stone or metal. It looks simultaneously highly reflective and smooth, but also kind of like it has a rough color rather than texture, and there is an incredibly fine texture that upon closer inspection is glyph work. Like, it looks like there's a texture to the mineral before you realize it's near microscopic glyph work. The detail is so complex. It's nauseatingly engraved. And the disc is hollow in its center. And it looks like it has some points where it could be mounted to something. And there's no visual affect. But when she pulls it out, you just feel something being near it. And she tells you that this is the Salactorium. And Janus, what you recall and could easily recount is that it's a device that Ifra and his compatriots had made that's capable of intaking that there is no limit on the amount of arcane energy it can absorb and store. And therefore no limit on the amount of energy it can displace. You're aware that you were told with that last very unsatisfying and unproductive call with Ifra that it is incredibly difficult to operate. Not impossible, but very, very difficult. You get the feeling it was the undertaking that he and Sahul were probably going to try and attempt together, and that you have to fill it with an immense source of magical power, and then once you set it off, it just kind of goes off. You are aware that it created the crater in Unsen.
And it created a crater just... Wait, didn't we create a crater?
No, that was the Veilblade. But but it's basically capable of that kind of output of power.
Yeah.
And so the person who sets it off is probably... It's kind of a one-way trip, is the feeling you got from it.
Additionally, we have to take it to the wellspring. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to get Zorgrim to a wellspring without ruining the rest of the world. So that we haven't quite thought through yet.
So the wellspring is what, like, taking it to the wellspring will be what gives it its power.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there has to be a mount. And the person who is the mount has to place it on their armor chest or something like that to be able to control it. And they have to set off a ritual, like a evocation ritual. And
how long?
It's incredibly difficult.
How long do you have between taking it to the wellspring and basically powering it up and using it?
So, but Zorgrim we have to get him to a wellspring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like I don't know that much. Ifra was the one who was going to do this with us. He is the one who had us go find some pieces of it. And after the Hatefall, he lost, I guess, his partner. And so we don't really have too much information. He just told me that there wasn't any luck for us to do it since he's already here. So I sadly think we're gonna have to figure it out on our own.
As these plans are being discussed, we will return to it momentarily. Zhav'ian, you've stormed out of this very large circular grand chamber, and there's really nowhere else to go here unless you've left back out the door into the home. Seeking further privacy, there are halls to go down.
If there's an obvious way, I'd like to go outside.
Okay, so you marched back out of the door from the tower and just kind of emerged back into that small room. Belandra and this Shpagoober guy both give you a look as you march by, but it's very easy to pass through the room and out a door, and you move out the wooden door out of the back of the home, because you can kind of tell where the front is, and you're not headed toward town, even though it's a distance away. And as you step out into this back space, it's gorgeous in a painful way, because it's the Telethian landscape. And it's like stepping into this wrong world. And you've already been in that for 48 hours, but it's worse here. You never came out this far. To be quite honest, this was the bumpkin sticks to you. And you never traveled out here. But it's hard not to recognize your land anywhere. And you step into these broad fields that roll very gently, that are completely caked in snow, that's becoming kind of gray from all the ash mixing in with it. And the sky is gray, and there's some light being diffused through, but you're stepping into, as you look at this space, with no vegetation coming through, the snow and ash fall, with a couple trees somewhere as shadows in the distance, but otherwise everything else, it's just different shades of gray, and it's like you're stepping into this weird grayscale shadow reality of the world as it should be. And there's this weird half-constructed wooden stone kiln oven to your left, immediately near the door, and what look like some fallow garden beds, but otherwise... Oh, and then some, like a repaired wooden fence that goes out a couple acres around the home, but that's it. You're just standing out there in that space.
I think he just he plops down in the snow. And he starts crying again. And kind of just, he's gonna yell "why" at this guy. He's really mad at the maker. Ooh, I can cast Commune right now. Am I that mad?
Well, as you mull over the choices, and I don't want to interrupt that choice. You totally can.
No.
It's only a couple moments before there's some heavy clomping boots and the spiked icy bottoms of Rand'grim's boots into the snow nearby, and the door closes behind you.
Ah, there you are, Zhav'ian. And I kind of come, and I don't get real close to you, because you are crying. And I know you need space, but he comes and he sits probably like 4 feet away or something. And it's just like sitting there waiting, not waiting for you to get done crying, like, how dare you have emotions, but is respectfully waiting until he can maybe talk to Zhav'ian, but also is ready to just sit with Zhav'ian and looks all around at the beautiful ash and snow and everything else that's going on.
It's Zhav'ian. It's not more than half a minute before he says, "Why? Was this inevitable? Why would he save me and the Lich Queen? He said Zhav'ian could be saved, and she regretted it. She still, to the end, was trying to save me. Stop this."
Oh.
Why did he warn us? We rocked into trap after trap.
Killed. Got blood rained down on us many times. I don't know the answer, Zhav'ian. I actually have many of the same questions you do about this maker. And I, not nearly as pissed as you are, but I am pissed the same. Would you like to fight to get your anger out? We have some good weapons to fight with, Zhav'ian.
Sure. And I'll stand up and summon my short sword. That is very, very glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Just metal that is like metal and gemstones of every single color of the rainbow.
Just a quick question, because it'll depend on which weapon I bring out. Zach, the Corona's Bane's not going to destroy the sword that Zhav'ian has if I fight in some capacity. Back and forth.
You should be asking the other question.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to pick the right one.
You have seen Redeemer, Zhav'ian's sword in action. Yeah. That sword that actually there's no metal in it. Well, no, that's not true. It's like this. It's this perfect blade where there's no hilt guard. There's no the only difference between the hilt and the blade is just the sharpness. It's just this perfect cylinder that then turns into this flat blade that's just a perfect edge on every surface. And that's the blade cool. Is this swirling Damascus-like composite of every gemstone and metal, precious metal fathomable, that bleeds together in this oil spill like rainbow and bleeds its own light. And you have seen it unfathomably sharp. Dang it. Unfathomably sharp, guys. Unfathomably sharp. No, shut up, Mika and Abby. No, I said sharp. Unfathomably sharp.
No. So I pull out Corona's Bane.
Zhav'ian pulls out his sword and it goes.
Pull out my poop.
I pull out Corona's Bane.
His sword and poops.
But it's sparkly. It's glowing.
It's a glowing
sparkly poop.
Oh my god! Unfathomably sharp.
And I take a fighter stance.
I think we just found the new piss abyss, you guys.
We did. Oh, now I need that shirt. Unfathomably sharp. So, Rand'grim, you pull out. You pull out the gladius-like short sword. That's blade is platinum, and you, as you pull out Asgon's sword, Corona's Bane, the sword of Kefk, the sword of the Central Kefkan Empire that you won from the Emperor. And you all take stances across from each other, rife with a well-earned anger and looking for a safe place to display it, safe enough to be able to be angry with each other. And Zhav'ian, as you all strike your stances and ready your blades, there is a moment where you feel a bizarre and unexpectedly profound deja vu. Because 4 years ago, you had this moment with King.
Oh.
Only there wasn't that much emotional intimacy to make it a productive moment. And you all were at very different places, but there's... In this moment, for just a second, you realize that Rand'grim might be who King was trying to be. And that's just a strange little thing you experience as you all ready these stances.
Me and King, the bromance just never worked out.
The blades are ready.
We can kind of cut to black as we spar. I don't know if we need to roleplay it, but
you don't. Yeah.
I would say for me, I think Rand'grim would be much more on the defensive, letting you attack and thrust, and not really coming back every once in a while as a counterattack. But I'm really letting you go at it, and just I imagine it goes for a bit of time, and we get tired, and you're like, nah, I'm still pissed, and we keep going until all your anger is out.
And I feel like Zhav'ian knows that at least for physical fighting, Rand'grim almost unparalleled, so doesn't feel bad about going all out with his mecha weapon.
Yeah. I feel like there's some moments where like Rand'grim was not prepared for a second and he has to like move at a certain point. He's like, okay, pissed, really mad. Good, that's good. And so, yeah. And I think after Zhav'ian has done all of the anger in the world, Rand'grim sweating, just like, because you're like 6 foot tall, right?
Yeah.
5'10".
Oh, you're
Okay.
not 6 foot tall. You're big. Okay, so my hand goes on your shoulder.
He's 6 foot on hinge.
Yeah.
Definitely
adds 2 inches.
6 foot.
Yeah, he does. He
He definitely, in core, you can wear those high shoes.
His height is 5'10", but his jawline is 6'3", so
that's what it is. Rand'grim puts a hand on Zhav'ian's shoulder.
We count the floating crown.
Right.
There you
What
go.
is this floating crown? I need to ask about this.
Oh, well, I guess my spell's floating, but I legitimately have a circlet that I wear.
Focusing on the roleplay scene. Yeah,
I
Zhav'ian's
needed to
very
know
hot.
if it
I'm
was
sorry.
floating or not.
Sorry, it's not floating.
Okay.
That's a spell.
That's right. And I think Rand'grim, depending on however reaction my hand puts on shoulder of Zhav'ian, he looks at you and he says, no matter the reason for why this maker chose this, we can stop the evil to come. We can press on. Make sure there's a
Fight to
world.
the end.
Yes. Yes, Zhav'ian.
And kind of to be dramatic, he throws the sword into the snow, and it'll just like disappear, like like as soon as it hits the ground, it like disappears. But...
Yeah.
Whenever your blades met, it made this incredible sound. It didn't sound like swords striking each other, because the very edge of both of your blades they get down to like individual atoms of sharpness. It is a magical sharpness. And when they met, instead of sounding like this, like sharp objects striking each other, it instead sounded like tuning forks meeting each other. And every time they met, there were these really powerful sparks of energy and light. And every once in a while, when the glancing blows struck off of each other, light, like kind of lightning, but light would peel off, and they burned away parts of the snow in these great crashing bouts. And Zhav'ian, at the end of that interaction, when you get angry and throw your sword, and as you throw it, the blade meets the ground, and it sinks into the snow up to the hilt, because the blade is so sharp that it just goes 2.5 feet into the ground by being thrown before disappearing.
Thank you. I guess I should go in and make sure they have a good plan.
Oh yes, I do believe I was hearing Janus quivering in her boots for talking about things that only nerds truly talk about.
Yes, Wiwu is the most helpful for talking about the artifacts.
Oh, that is so true. She's held that down so well.
We will.
And
I will do a level of. Okay, pat my hair down. Okay, let's go.
Okay. It's about this time that you all tread back through the house, and Belandra's kind of like nervously working, but Spagoober's just like trembling with his hand on a glass, pouring it into the next one, because you guys realized that window in front of the kitchen was looking out to the backyard where you guys were, and he's just like heavy breathing, just like pouring one file into another and like writing things down, just trembling like, oh wow. And you guys pass back into the bedroom and through those silvery doors, and you re-enter the tower. Yep, Craig. If you want to do something, do something, dude.
As also, I've never said this name before, so tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Zhav'ian? Okay, as Zhav'ian and Rand'grim are walking back into the space, Craig has been like purposefully positioned himself towards the entrance and like is waiting anxiously And as Zhav'ian walks in, he like turns expectantly and like goes, "I'm so sorry. I would have been so much more aware of my words and how I said things if I had known. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. Please forgive me." And like apologizes for being so like, no, I can't remember the word. Not insincere.
Obtuse.
Sure. But yeah, that one works. I think of circles, but that's triangles, but that's okay. Yeah, so he apologizes.
Acute also has multiple meanings.
Yeah. Obtuse? I've never heard it used that way.
And then the characters role play instead of getting really lost
That was
in the
very
fact that maybe
Craig,
they don't
though.
expand their
That was really Craig
vocabulary
to
too much.
say obtuse, but not
Honestly,
exactly
it would-
understand it.
Honestly,
No,
correcting
that's
the word would
incredibly in
also be in
character.
Jhavian's character.
Yeah,
So
that's very in character.
It was all in character, Zach. I don't know
it was all
what
in character.
Insensitive. That's the word I was looking for.
Rand'grim
Insensitive. Okay.
bellows a laugh at all of that.
It's
Yes.
it's okay. You didn't do any of this. And how you've known. But thank you for the apology.
We're gonna get this guy. We're gonna send him back where he came from. Hopefully in pieces.
I hope he doesn't get to go anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
The phrase Zhav'ian,
Complete annihilation.
back where he came from, has a special ring in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Does the group reconvene to further discuss?
I feel like Janus and Ro would have been still talking about it.
Strategizing all this time.
Yeah.
Tello and
Okay,
Yue
listen.
have kind of stepped aside. They're there. They're listening and trying to absorb, but they know when they're out of their depth. And there's this weird synergy. Like, they both share something they can't quite put their finger on. And they're just talking quietly. Wee Woo's talking among them, but continuing the strategizing.
I think Greta's taking notes during all of this. She's learning a lot of new information from the Warriors of the Well. So she's probably asked to look closer at the disc, and is just like switching frantically between taking notes on like sketching the disc over and over. She's got her glasses on and she's like reading the script if she can. Just studying it very, very closely, and then taking notes on anything new that she's learning from the Warriors of the Well. And maybe writing down important things that she needs to remember, that she thinks the party might need to remember.
Heck yeah.
Actually, Eweg, do you think you'd be able to like understand this item a little bit more? This is the first time we've been able to sit here and do that. I'm requesting him to do legend lore.
Ooh.
Oh, sure wasn't ready about that. But we'll do it. Okay.
How does
Eweg goes,
could I bardically inspire him? Would that help in any way?
No, it's just a spell, and
Okay.
then you.
I didn't know. I don't know how
understand, like,
legend
what
lore
the-
works. If anything, if there's any percentage or anything that would help by being inspired.
I don't think so, right, Zach? It just works.
yeah, it just works.
Yeah, I think it's just how incredibly known it is. That's what references how much you get to know about it. Like if it was really obscure, no one knows about it, and you might not get stuff.
Andrea. The joy I'm filled with seeing all of my friends playing D&D together is really crazy. Eweg sort of he looks at it carefully and then he turns and he says, "No, I could. And it'd work, but he kind of looks over at Greta and he goes, I actually think we're in the presence of an archpriestess of the goddess of knowledge. There's probably
Greta?
somebody a little bit more appropriate for that than me.
Greta, like, her whole face lit up when Janus said legend lore, and then she kind of like, she was like, no. She was like, she was like in the process of trying to like control her face from being like, no, yeah, Ewig should do it. So when Ewig turns to her, she just almost, you can almost see her hair stand on end. But she like, not, she says, I would be honored. She looks up from the disc with her glasses on. I would be so honored.
And Greta, as you stand before this artifact, this legendary, perhaps one of the single most powerful mortal creations ever founded, this magnum opus of the Elder Age, it's a weird sensation to find a little strike of joy in this grim and horrible hour. But what does it look like as Greta Smallstar cast legend lore on the Salactorium? This is crazy.
I think that she has it. She like looks around a little bit for a space to kind of lay everything in.
Well, there's that massive banquet table, so you guys could
Right.
push apart some of the food that's been eaten.
Ro just clears, like, because like I can just control it. I just set up an area at the end of the table where there's no longer, like, I just make the food go away, like, for you to have space.
She kind of like, she looks at the floor, she like just looks around a little bit, and as Rose clearing a space, she kind of, how heavy is the disc?
As you hold in your hands, sorry,
it sounded like you said pants.
As you hold it in your hands, I said pans. Guys, I'm tired. I've been reading textbook chapters all day. There's a lot going on. As you hold it in your hands, now your pans. It's not incredibly heavy, but it's also not light. It's like a good 10, 12 pounds.
Yeah. So I think she like lifts it with both
for you.
hands very gently to move it over, and she brings her inchoatrum, and she pulls up a chair and sits on her heels to kind of get a better like vantage on the table. And I think she puts her left hand on the disc and her right hand on the on, like, she's writing with her right hand in her notebook, and she just like closes her eyes, and like a green and gold magic kind of flows out of her eyes and out from under her. Well, we'll say she brings her iron necklace out, and it's so the magic starts. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, and the magic kind of like in a mist flows out of her eyes and out of the eye of Ioun. And she just help me remember, do I see it? Yeah, it's different every time. It feels like it's a little different every time we cast it, but
We flavor it quite a bit, but it's
Okay.
We treat it like a vision, but it is one that you see.
Okay.
One of which you become aware.
Well then, we'll say that for flavor, she closes her eyes and one hand is on the disc, and in the other hand she's just writing, and it starts off kind of slow, and she probably like as she starts like dates and labels the page, and then just starts writing everything that she sees, and if she can, like the mist around kind of takes like vague shapes of what she's seeing, just as a reflection of what is happening in her mind.
Greta, as you focus on this object, your vision blurs and muddles as it does so often in your many divinings, and the first thing you feel is a shock of pain, like a sudden impulse of headache moves across your forehead. And as you wince for a moment, you all see Greta like kind of wince and grimace, and her writing momentarily stops before returning to scribble on the page. She is wont to do writing as she perceives in this kind of like autonomic response. For you, Greta, in your mind, in your mind's eye, there is this sudden impulse of pain accompanied by a sound, this dum, and you feel heat across your brow before your vision resolves into this like very white-hot yellow that cools to an orange and then to a red before another. This sound is clearer, and then a third. And your vision is now resolving from colors and impulse and sensation into looking down on this immense mold, this great cast. And the cast is this metallic bowl rather than a heavy metal cylinder that would sit on the ground. It's this metallic bowl that is rotating softly and floating in the air. And there is this massive metal circle that is gyroscopically rotating around it, orbiting it in complete circumference. And there are these large metal arms bowing up over it that are shocking that metal band with power. And as it charges, it is impulsing in sudden waves that energy toward that floating, like half spherical cast. And inside of it, there is this incredibly white hot metal that keeps cooling to an orange and then reheating to another blinding heat. And where you were expecting the more common assumption of a hammer striking metal, instead that ringing sound is from that wave striking the metal. And then it's like all of it at once, like that impulsive energy is being suddenly converted into some sort of a kinetic force that is shocking the metal and pressing it back into the form of the cast and then reheating. And it's in this chamber, this incredibly detailed and ornate magical chamber that is being attended by 15, 16 figures. You don't recognize any of them. They are incredibly well dressed in robes similar in magnanimity and detail to the robe that Janus wears now, if in very different styles. And you can hear them speaking, and you can understand none of what they say, though for your incredible lingual expertise at this point in your life and having read texts from other times, you recognize the language they're speaking, even though you can't understand it in its eldest common, as these figures are discussing and speaking. And though you do not recognize the figures, you notice that there are 4 or 5 individuals of great import who seem to be conducting and heavily overseeing this forging. And one of which you record 4 or 5 figures, but as you scribble and everyone else looks over the notes that you're like dictating and describing the scene in incredible detail as it's transpiring, Janus and Zhav'ian and Rand'grim, you all recognize being scribbled and described on the page. A dark-skinned drow woman, severe and focused, and a human man of Asiatic features, heavily tattooed, though seemingly not in such heavily tattoo as you knew him, and that both individuals are heavily overseeing this forging. Your vision shifts instead to a captivating space, an auditorium. It is at the pinnacle of a tower. It is hard to deduce exactly where, because a vast and grand city, the equal of which you have never witnessed nor fathomed, sprawls out around it. You can see that because you are not looking at walls. There is a great court, a theater-like, pantheon-like pit built into the zenal point of an incredibly tall tower. And where there are no walls and no roof, you can see in the far distance the muddled watercolor painting-like landscape. It kind of obfuscated by your vision of a city so vast you would have never guessed it. And other great towers rise in the distance, buildings whose architectures are alien and too creative, structures that seem to be floating, buildings levitated off the ground, transporting them to different sections of the city. You see ships sailing through the air from edifice to edifice. There are great shapes moving by in the background. Dragons. And here in attendance of this auditorium, you see hundreds of individuals gathered, all decadently dressed. Many humanoids. There are people whose skin is like metal. People whose skin is like crystal. There are giants. Towering individuals, 20 or 30 feet tall, reclined in larger spaces, well-dressed as well, all decadently and opulently adorned. Some have incredibly well-refined features and hair styled and cut into incredible shapes, beautiful tattoos. Many of them seem to be utilizing magic powers. Some are listening carefully, stroking chins, while tomes are floating nearby them and mage hands are dictating things as things are being said, and you hear languages you've never considered. Some you recognize, but all in older tongues and forms. You hear primordial being spoken. You hear eldest common. You hear some voices that ring out in many tongues, and you understand them innately, and you realize they are practicing deepest speech as they speak. And you understand that this is some incredibly elevated quorum, some council of erudition of the eldest age. And with your incredible intellect and legend lore just kind of divining information to you, you understand, oh, you've read the Osmodreicons. They were all being published and referred to the research of Praeoritans. And Janus, in her explanation of the Selectorium, hinted something about Praeoritan. This must be a meeting of the Praeoritan Council. There's too many characters. Greta, could you make... I want you to make an intelligence check for me. If you'd like, you can make an investigation to be trying to put together details that you could sew.
Okay. Let me just about.
This is the first roll of the session. That's how little
You
we've been rolling.
said general intelligence or investigation?
Investigation, if you like.
Okay. I'll just do intelligence. That's a 24.
Jeez.
Can you spell or type that, the meeting of the...
Actually, if somebody would back me up, if somebody would go reference one of the Osmodreicons and type in the word Praeoritan, it's in the front of the tomes. I'll just keep describing and narrating because I would have to go look it up. So if someone could do that legwork for me. Oh, Andrea, you're cross-stitching. That's so fun. You put together Chaskanen. This ancient land filled with all these secrets and mysteries. Praeoritan Council, the Osmodreicons were recovered from that land, the Kefkins were delving there. You must be looking at whatever the capital city of Chaskanen is. And as these figures are shouting at each other, but not uncontrollably, not in pandemonium, there are these two individuals in the center. Oh, they're surrounded by those immense golems that you saw Alondra with. The two individuals in the center they're either in some sort of a debate or they're on trial. And in the center of the room is that drow woman and that human man. There's also a third figure, a dragonborn whose skin is like gemstone? Like emerald gemstone. But those three figures are answering to this great audience. And before long, your vision of this place melts. before you see there's just vague impressions of embittered words. And at the edges of your vision, it's like you see fire in the distance. Like an age facing some version of dark times like yours. Before you see that metal disc, the Selectorium as you know it, perched in this complex vault. Before this seam of fire splits down the edge, and as metal melts and reality bends, this darkly clad figure dips into the room and steals it away from its perch. Your vision shifts instead to a teeming and metropolitan city in some other place in the world, reaching heights you've not known in this age. And that figure steps out from shadows with that Selectorium affixed to their arm. Affixed, not affixed. And as they carve down their own arm and let blood pour, they whisper in heinous speech, and brilliant glyphs surround the Selectorium as an individual of incredible casting potential conducts some sort of a ritual over it. And then as the energy flares, they bolt into an immense clearing, a grand and densely populated throng of a city square, where individuals look at them, gasp with concern, some individuals rush toward them, some rush away, and then great light consumes everything. As a detonation similar to ones you've fathomed in other visions rips the city apart. And you watch the great crater of Unsen be formed by the individual who stole the Selectorium away. Your vision shifts again before you watch the man adorned in tattoos, chained, and led in a great building to a floating cube of stone, which opens and into which he is placed and sealed. You watch the fragment pieces of the Selectorium gathered, flown, and scattered, one thrown into the sea, one into an Arctic waste, another into a sandy waste, and other locations still. Scattered again and again. And then your vision takes a strange turn. You see that same man. Very different. Bald, the tattoos now covering almost every inch of his body in deepest speech, some dotted and inlaid with gemstone. He's covered in blood. And he looks burned and wounded. And he sat in a place dotted with ash. And where he sits, he's holding a silver bracelet of some sort, just tracing it and muttering something. And then your vision resolves. You blink your eyes, and you are once again in that green chamber with your allies. And you've drawn it all out, and your friends have been reading it and dictating it to each other, and they've essentially witnessed your vision as described.
Yeah. I clear up any I like clear up anything that I noted wrong or details that I missed, and I'm asking follow-up questions and trying to fill in the gaps of my own understanding.
So the man who was on trial, that was definitely Ifra. He is alive today, and due to time magic, and the drowned woman was Sahul, his main co-conspirator, who just perished in that final battle the other day. We knew that he was the creator. Honestly, I turned to Janus. There's details there, but I don't know if there's more new information we didn't know, to be honest. They created
right.
it. They were on trial for it, and it was because it was a very dangerous thing. I'm not sure if we knew it was stolen by one of Zorgrim's servants to destroy Makalabad. I know the name of that city. It starts with an M, but that was forever ago. But we didn't at one point know the name of that city that was destroyed. It started with an M.
Yeah, I have it in my notes somewhere. But...
As you all describe and consider the discussion, you do recognize that you've known many of these details in the past, and that trying to delve them, it occurs to you, is probably not an obvious source of innovation. That the past had its truths, and that what's left now is probably simply determining whatever it is Zorgrim's doing here, now, to end the world, and then trying to figure out whatever it is you all need to do with the tools and resources at your disposal.
I think the main reason why Janus was asking for that information, or like to do that, is because I just wanted to see if you could see somebody using it, and you did. So I would have like elaborated on how, or like asked more follow-up questions just to make sure I got it, like Janus got it.
Greta, as you recount what you saw, it looks like it had been filled with great power, probably from a wellspring. You guys have learned in the past that in the Elder Age there were far more wellsprings, and some of them more accessible than they are now. And that it seems like there's some sort of a ritual, as it's described to you in player speak, maybe a kind of minute ritual you've got to set off. And it looks like it's just incredibly complex. But if you are a mythically skilled caster, sounds like you can probably get that done. Probably in the wheelhouse of some of the people here, just difficult.
What Greta saw was one of Zorgrim's people using it, though, right? Like for evil.
Now you have to remember at this time that Zhav'ian wasn't a god; he was just a political leader. So. Not a warlock, but a very capable caster at the time, looking to upset world order, and not just to world order, but looking to, I mean, the political tension of that time being very complex and specific and unknown to you, but trying to start a war and succeeding.
So basically, I think what I gathered from that is that we don't have to be at the wellspring. That maybe it can hold the wellspring's power for a minute, so we don't have to worry about getting Zorgrim somewhere. I think maybe if we can just get to Zorgrim.
It's a portable.
What do you think?
I'm sorry, Janus, that's not how I understood it. It needs to be a wellspring to fill, not to release.
Yeah.
What do you think
sense.
this has to do to connect with where you saw Greta? The mountains yesterday that you saw in that vision.
Oh, vision.
We saw, yeah. yeah. We weren't in the mountains, but we didn't. Would you maybe show them and see if they'd recognize the place? Because none of us did.
Yeah, DM, can I have made a sketch of the place?
And in great detail, you all are shown, like a detailed watercolor painting of, War is the Well. You immediately recognize the place being depicted. There are these many mountain chains that lead to this great snowy peak in this ruinous, bitter landscape that has a roiling storm gathering over it and great lightning coming down.
Weewu, come look.
And Weewu walks up and goes, "Oh no." And she kind of makes fists on the table and leans in, and she recognizes immediately the central peak and heart of all Ihani culture, the Mount Garden that you all visited.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it so excitedly. I was just making the connection as a player.
Over the deep well. Zorgrim's not headed for any of the well springs. He's headed for the deep well. Now, why he's not there now, you're not sure. But that's where he's headed.
Where is this at? Like, where in Yalaburn?
I will pull up my map.
I don't think it's off the map.
No,
It's
but we can say where it
truly
is.
the northernmost part of the Bitterlands. Truly the top of the world.
Wonderful.
It is where there is a deep well.
Have y'all been there?
Been in it, yes.
I died there.
Yes.
Oh,
For a
fun.
second. Yeah, we had some rough moments there, but also there's a bunch of like what was the thing that was there, Zhav'ian? The buildings?
You mean there was some sort of ancient architecture technology to channel the power of the wells.
Yeah.
Are you referring to that? The way
Yeah.
they moved the power and had places to connect it, and we had to figure that out. Ugh.
Well, I guess
No
that makes
surprise.
sense.
Of course, he's going to the deep
why
well.
he would go there. Yeah.
Is the deep well like the ultimate wellspring? Am I getting that wrong? Like the deep well?
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
Ueg chimes in and goes, essentially, yeah, Craig. The well springs they're like ponds. And the deep wells, or I guess they're like lakes, I guess. And the deep well's like an ocean that they feed from. It's incomparably more.
So if he can
got a
move it,
hold of that,
yeah.
Be
that
very
would
bad.
basically mean end all for everything and everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As we've learned the end of our world's not really his goal. He doesn't particularly care. His goal is the end of the gods, to upset all the order. And so he's looking to gain the power to be able to hunt and kill any of them. And that's probably his next stepping stone.
Yeah.
His goal's not to kill humans, it's to sow strife.
So, how much, Greta? Was there anything that gave us a timeline?
Yes, what was happening in the vision in this location?
Can you help me remember?
You saw the location.
I just saw
one
the location.
has determined anything about where he is, what he's doing, why anyone's still alive, why you've had 2 days to survive, what his current goals are. You just know he's headed to this mountain at some point to end the world. But why you've had these days to be in shock and know is unclear.
I wonder if he was gonna explain a little bit in a certain message that
Ro explains that after Greta saw her vision, and like we all kind of felt that something was looking back at us, Ro had a violent episode where lots of blood was lost and it formed into like an avatar in front of them. And we were all a little in shock, and we might have gotten rid of that avatar instead of talking to it.
Because we thought it was there to attack us and try and kill us, and it apparently wasn't.
In Craig's defense, Ro got a lot of necrotic damage, and he was worried about her. Says Ro
I'm
in her
sorry.
accent.
So, like, a figure made of blood.
Yeah, it was made of my blood that I had
like
thrown
from the
up.
eyes, from the mouth, from the nose, the ears.
Yeah, and
This
then
is
it like
morbid.
formed. What?
It was blood from Ro, but
Yeah, and then it like
I think
formed a figure.
it brought its own blood. I think
Yeah,
it was
and then
way
Ro
more blood than came
describes the
from Ro.
figure, which wasn't too distinct.
Can
Yeah,
we
was
get any inkling of this?
It did.
It did a lot of
I mean,
damage to Ro, so I thought it was planning on attacking all of us.
It harmed Ro when it appeared, but it didn't make
when
any
it was
attacks.
when it was there though, we felt like we felt Zorgrim. Like we felt
Yeah.
Evil.
We felt eyes looking back on us.
So I thought we got to get this thing out of here as fast as possible because it's just going to want to do evil to us.
I am not blaming you for destroying a figure made of blood. I just legitimately want to know, did the blood come from wounds? Like, how did it...
Oh. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I kind of, like, I took a lot of, like, necrotic-like damage. The blood came out of me, and then it formed into that. But with more blood. But yes, it came out of me initially.
Yeah,
So,
have
and you think that
we
it was
ever
gonna
seen a
talk to
blood
you?
figure?
You haven't. That looks
Okay.
pretty.
Because I've seen a lot of blood, but...
No, this is... Whatever's being described here, this is new.
So I think that we probably missed a little bit of information from whatever that messenger was that might have been very necessary, that I'm hoping and praying that evens out in the end.
But how are you to know that a thing made of blood would like to talk?
Exactly.
A big voice in the sky told me, and then it said, "The Big Mike."
No,
So-
that is absolutely not an example of me telling you did something wrong. That was an incredibly unpredictable and difficult to determine situation. You made a completely valid character choice and had as a character, a real victory.
Yeah.
Greta pipes up and she says, so we know that we need to fill the Selectorium with power from a wellspring, and we know where Rand'grim is headed, and we know that we haven't died so far. What else do we need to know? To me, and I'm likely missing something, but to me that seems like the information that we need.
We also need to remember that whatever we use, it will destroy 100 miles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in the Bitterlands, wouldn't that be like the best place to do it?
Yes,
We lose
still people
John.
I'm gonna
there.
hold
Or-
Weewoo's shoulder.
No,
Who's
I mean, I
Jaci
I'm
got
gonna like.
Titans, and she says, no, it's more than that. This mountain that they're pointing to, it's the heart of my people, the Ikhoni.
Oh.
We have these tribes, the Piali, the Regal, the Sarkhan, the Kiao, the Volul. But all of us are in charge of protecting the heart, this central mountain. It's more than just the heart of our people, of our culture, though it is. If he destroys that, if he breaks that, I'm not magic nerd like my boo and Janus, but there is. I'm channeling a player you haven't met. I'm doing my best.
I know, but I love whatever
Really,
this is.
she'd be going skeet, skeet, vert, bicep, poop, punch, fart, and that's how she talks. So I'm doing my best. And she continues and she says, but these well springs you guys talk about, they help run the magic in your world. But we call it a different name. But the deep well from this place, it's why your world works. It's where all your life flows from. If that gets taken, my people are destroyed, but so is all the world.
Yeah.
And if we destroy that place, even if it gets him, we can't destroy that.
Okay.
But I don't know if we can destroy that. I don't know how it works.
Well,
I
so
do
we-
think it's best to not do it by a spring.
Well, and it would probably be best. I spoke too soon.
So then
because if we were
Trust
doing
it.
it there, then he would already be there, and that would be bad. Would there be a way for us to somehow lure him to a place where it would be, for lack of a better word, like the best place to cause mass destruction? like to Zorgrim or something where there's not people and well springs and...
Ewig chimes in and says, is there anything he's looking for that's not that mountain?
Like, what's the biggest piece of meat, of bait, that he would be interested in?
A god?
Yeah, but the way he's getting...
What if we lured him to a god?
I mean, I can think of one.
I can think of several, but I don't want to fight Zorgrim and a god under the oceans.
Is there a god who'd be willing to
be bait?
Be bait.
You guys sit under the ocean and Ewig looks concerned and looks at the staff in his hand.
Ro just starts rubbing her eyes, like thinking of a god that could be used.
Does it sound like Shista has a memory of everything? Maybe
for the most part. I mean,
Tello chimes back in and he goes, I'm not a magic expert here. We kind of glossed over some stuff with Shista. She hasn't been really talky, thinky straight since she came back.
Yeah. But I mean, she knew who Alondra was.
She stuttered Alondra.
She was also speaking in like older common.
I mean, you spent more time with her. Maybe she's really got it. That's
common, but not common.
There was a lot going on. That's fair. I'm gonna sit back down now. And
I think
we
this
just pat him on the
is a
shoulder.
good idea. But what would make him choose a god over the deep well, which would get him to all of the gods? Do you know what I mean?
If he thought the god was in the way of it, like if he needed to get the god out of the way in this world before he, I don't know.
Is he at all?
Do we just?
I'm sure that he's aware of the Selectrium. Is that something that he wants?
Oh.
It's kind of the thing that could destroy him.
But wouldn't he also want to be away from it? Yeah. It's like a double-edged sword. He'd want it, but he'd be afraid, like, that would be the one thing he's possibly afraid of, to get near, even though he'd want it, unless he's arrogant enough, which I think he is, to believe that he could just take it from us instead of us using it against him.
But also, do we want him to know that we have it?
I don't know if...
I feel like he probably knows. Like,
knows.
Yeah, no offense to the warriors, but he knows things. He can see all, like, everything we're doing now.
Yeah. Why offense? No, also,
why offense? I like that.
And I'm not ashamed. He's like actually offended because I know more than anyone to hear about Zorgrim, but whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wait, yeah, tell us about that.
That has not come up naturally, and we. But y'all probably know. Probably comes up in life. Anyways, he starts to say, the Selectorium was fought over in the battle in the Southlands. So it is known that it is with us.
Did you fight for it?
I mean, it's one thing we were fighting for.
The acolyte of the apocalypse.
Fixing it.
Okay.
But no, that was the final ambush.
So wait, what is it that we're trying to do though? Like,
well,
I'm not calling it simple, but we need like a thing we're doing, right?
I believe we're trying to figure out if we can use this weapon.
We need to get to the deep well in order to power this up, and we need to find some way to not let Zorgrim go. I don't think us getting to the deep well first will slow down Zorgrim, but there's clearly some reason Zorgrim has not gone yet, because I believe Zorgrim can probably fly.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense that he would go after. If his goal is killing gods, it makes sense that he would go after the god being incarnated, or that might be the wrong word.
That's kind of his whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would he go after the other wells before he hits the deep well? Would he try to get the other well springs first?
I feel that's quite likely.
I don't know.
So
Yes.
I don't know
what's
if
the
he would.
safest
There's a lot.
wellspring to fire up this disc at?
Zorgrim, whatever the island is called. I mean, that's already the bad one.
Janus, there's this really uncomfortable moment. When you say Zorgrim, nothing happens. So when you say Zorgrim, no pain, no danger, but you taste a tiny bit of blood on your tongue when you say his name.
Boo!
I hate that.
I hate
that
that.
No pain, no wound, no injury. You just taste it.
That's so sad.
I feel like that would be the first place I would go to is the corrupted spring.
That is where he entered.
Yeah.
Oh.
But why
Wait,
didn't he stay there?
DM, can I remember which way he flew? When he entered?
Give me.
Can I assist? Wait, can I? Does she say it out loud? Because I could tell you immediately.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I would. Can I say it out loud? I mean,
Sure.
if
sure.
I don't remember off the
Sure.
top of my head, I would say it out loud.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ro, you just know. Recalling
the
as
other
Gretta
dragon,
offers his
right?
thought, you say that he was flying from where you all very heavily northeasterly was the direction. From where you
So
were in
is that that's
Zorgrim,
kind of
he was flying northeasterly.
that's kind of
Not straight north. Northeasterly.
northeast. Okay. Is that towards the west? Not the westwood.
I just don't understand
the Westwood?
why someone with his immense power, there's got to be a reason he's laying in wait and not immediately
If
in the
someone
Bitterlands.
wants, given that information, someone can try to make an extremely high DC strategy
Arcana
check.
Aw.
Can two people do it at the same time and see who gets
Can
higher?
we assist?
When we repeat checks, we just raise the DC. It's no biggie.
I
But you
know.
guys could try and,
well,
instead of just everybody going die, 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 you guys could try and
we
talk out.
haven't rolled.
Maybe cast some spells on each other. I don't know. However you want to do it.
Cast
Fine.
guide
I'll play a little ditty.
specifically on-
I fire
have
whoever
a
does
lot
it.
of experience with Sorghum.
You do.
Yeah,
mean,
I think
cast guidance specifically on Zhav'ian.
Okay.
I
So
also
Zhav'ian is
a
guided
little-
as you all are talking, and Zhav'ian's getting the
I
churner
also
going.
have foresight on.
You
Okay.
get a
That also
you
really
get
You
a
cast
deep.
foresight on yourself again?
I would have. I decided at the beginning of the session it just didn't, but
Okay.
we were not showing it.
All day
that
long,
he
as
would have
Zhav'ian's
cast
been
it.
talking to you, he's wearing this like platinum circlet on his head, this really thin, elegant one, and there are all these like geometric, illusory shapes of light tracing his forehead in this halo. And Craig walks over and casts guidance on him with a bit of light. Ro, you play a complex tune, and I think you have a D12.
You have
you're
a
inspired to?
D12 to add to your
D12 you're
check.
inspired to, Zhav'ian.
Also,
This is a
all
strategy
day,
check.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to
a
be known that
strategy check.
all day, Ro just keeps
Um,
staring at the halos going, I really want a halo. Like, to herself. She's like, what the heck? I want a halo.
Get him, Daniel. Get him.
I would love to cast enhance ability.
I already
So-
have advantage.
Oh
With
great, then I won't
foresight,
do that.
Zhav'ian has advantage on everything.
Wow.
Oh. Wait, how? That's cool.
It's a ninth level
I want
spell.
that.
But anyways,
Oh,
before
okay.
coming to me, I was thinking that Zhav'ian would have, after we got that call to Ghost, like, okay, I'll cast it because we're going to meet new people and who knows what's gonna
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so I also
Right.
get a D12 from the Bardic Inspiration
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And a
and
D4
a
from
D4
guidance.
from Guidance.
Wait, I could do this if I wanted to.
And this is strategy, so intelligence.
Mhm.
Okay.
Andrea,
so I
I'm
have
going to go
all
ahead and let
of
you
it.
know before you roll. This is going to be DC 30 to try and.
Okay. Let's do
You can do it.
intelligence.
Come on.
25.
No.
Did you roll with advantage?
Yes.
I was going to mention that you have your per diem, but that wouldn't get you to 30.
Barely not enough.
You don't have inspiration from any previous sessions?
No.
Wait, you have a per diem?
No, it's
that's
just
not-
25.
25 plus 4 is 29.
What's the highest score you can get?
I have a 12, an 8, and a 3 on my die.
No, but
Yeah, you could have done a lot better.
Okay, can I give her my inspiration?
That's not how that works typically.
Come on.
Please.
But we're all here together, and it's a party. And
We're
It's the power of
all
friendship.
here
Together.
This one time, since it's the first mega session we've been working toward for 5 years, this one time I will let you transfer inspiration. But let me be so clear,
It's
this is
just
not a
nerd
precedent.
information.
This is not a precedent. Inspiration
It's
is
just
for
nerd
individuals.
info.
You may re-roll, Andrea.
Come on, Andrea. The power of
do I
friendship.
re-roll? Okay, I re-roll 1d20. Do I re-roll the other two things or not? Or do I keep the numbers they are on? For the guidance and
This
the
isn't a death save. I'll let you re-roll everything.
Wow. He's feeling generous, you guys.
Come on.
roll like Kara, roll like Kara, roll like
Roll
Kara.
like Kara, roll like
Friendship.
Kara, roll like Kara.
Wait, that's not the... $18.
No.
As a total?
Yeah.
With everything? No,
What?
Andrea, you're supposed to roll higher, not lower. That's way lower. That's worse.
What the heck?
Sorry. The thing about a d20 is it goes down, it goes up to 20, but it also goes down to 1.
That's true.
Didn't know that.
Jhav'ian, as you rack your mind and consider, it's not that you can't fathom what his intentions could be, but there's so many possibilities. Maybe he's hunting Karkarin. Maybe he's looking for another wellspring you know about. Maybe he's looking for one you don't. Maybe he's headed on a more circuitous path. Maybe he intends to sow some sort of panic first. Maybe there are other beings he could be searching for. It's just too many unknowns.
Maybe he's just really weak and needs to rest before doing evil.
Yeah.
He
He needs
he's,
to
just
times.
he's a little nervous, so he's gathering his courage.
Got the bumbly tumbly.
The
In
travel.
a famous word of DM I heard one time, what'd that party do? As we near the end of this session.
It does
So-
sound like...
I've well, go ahead, Andrea.
No, I was just going to... No, if anybody has any better ideas than just going straight to the North Pole, I'd love to hear them.
I've only seen one wellspring, but I could maybe scry on it and see what it's doing, how
Wait,
it's
which
doing,
one?
if it's the
Greta, could you make me, as you talk about spellcraft you could utilize, could you make me a religion check?
Would love to do that.
Well, I'll
No,
let you,
you
this
can
could be
only
religion or
scry on a-
arcana for you.
You can
Either
only
way.
scry on a person, not a location, I thought.
think
There are multiples
we-
you can scry for.
Because we scryed on a location last session. I think I
believe you can.
scryed on the mountains, and then that's when Ro had.
Because if we could do
Her.
location, I could do it on the wellspring, on the deep well.
I had the bloody.
Daniel, can you scry on
Oh,
bloody
you can choose location.
bubbly
I
guts.
found it. You can choose the
Yeah.
location. Yeah.
It says I've confirmed
been to
just-
the deep. I can scry on the deep well,
You can.
the inside, not just mountains.
Greta, would you get on that
The inside?
35?
35.
What?
I got it was a nat 20.
I thought that was an 8. And then
It was a nat 20.
It was like 8.
I got a nat 20.
I'm so proud.
Holy crap, dude.
Did I mention that it
That
was a
might
nat
be your-
20?
I think that's your new record.
Did I?
What was that roll?
Yeah, no, it would have to be because that's my highest modifier
Yeah.
and a nat 20.
And a nat 20. That's crazy. Well, with a 35, Greta's new record. Greta. Oh, that's right. You're the high priestess of the goddess of knowledge. You know what? You bet you have all sorts of divination spells you could be using. You could probably use commune. You could probably use divination. come to think of it, you've used these in the past. You bet you could totally entreat your goddess to answer specific questions about things. In fact, that's probably kind of what your subclass is about. Sure, you have an intervention you could utilize this long rest. You know what? Come to think of it, there's even multiple clerics and religious figures here. And that knowledge with 35 that just washes over you all of a sudden, Greta. You're like, oh, you could totally do that.
Turned her camera off and I thought she just left. I thought she just rage quit.
No, it's not that.
DM cast me.
Well, you got 35. I want to make sure you're rewarded for it.
I do not feel rewarded.
You are rewarded, though. But you're so rewarded.
Is anyone else can't see Abby? Just curious.
I can't see Abby.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. It's just a loading screen.
Can you guys see me?
No.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
Oh.
Now.
There we go. There we go.
Does Greta perhaps cast any of those spells?
Well, I'm gonna think about what I should cast.
That's something you guys could talk about real quick. Do a little planning. Maybe do this one last thing and then we could end the session.
Here you go.
So,
Or the episode that...
I can't guarantee. Yeah, no, I'd love to end the episode. My Ronies are hours past time to eat those.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry.
I can't stand up. So, I could, yes, commune with the Mika.
Imagine.
But I can't guarantee I will just scream at him.
I could also do that if need be.
One of the people among you who has previously got his knowledge and has really specific spells and can even have a really good modifier for that. It probably shouldn't be Greta. Sorry, I get such strong allergies at this side of the year.
Rand'grim comes over to Greta and says, I believe you're really smart.
They keep telling me.
They keep telling me.
Okay. Greta goes, it's been a really long couple days, and I sense that people are wanting something from me. I don't quite understand what they are wanting, but I'd be happy to perform anything that my allies are wanting me to do. Some direction would be appreciated.
You got a 35 on that check. How much more to 35?
I think a spell called Commune would be a great one to cast, Greta.
It occurs.
I think I know that one.
That's
There's
a good
some
one.
very
All of these
optimal
other people have been saying that.
Spells.
And it sounds good.
We need to decide on a group as to 3 questions that she can ask, which it is fair for our characters are familiar to have the spell work. So usually it's preferred if they're yes or no questions. That's really hard to phrase.
Anybody want to read the details for Commune real fast?
You contact a deity or divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions. I had it open. That can be answered with a yes or no. You must ask your question before the spell ends. A minute. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient. So you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lays beyond the deity's knowledge. This is the knowledge goddess. In a case where one-word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's, the GM might offer a short phrase as an answer instead. And it's like a minute ritual, but of course it is.
So we need to decide what spells
What questions?
or what questions to ask.
Well, one
so
could be,
we need to know.
Brainstorm some questions real quick, and then could try the spell.
is Zhav'ian going to the well, or ask, is Zhav'ian at the well? What some variation of his location relative to the deep well.
But I feel like, well, don't we know that he's not at the deep well right now? Like, I feel like
we should ask if we could narrow it down to like a frame of time. Will he be there in the next 3 days? Or, something so it groups a whole bunch of dates together.
Is Zhav'ian actively hunting a deity?
Oh, that's good.
That'd be a good question.
Like it.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's just really funny the way the whole group went, no, that's a good one. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm also intelligent, just not
It's true.
wizard cleric intelligent.
Beauty and brains.
We could ask, is there any other...
We move from across the table, shoots Ro a look, and all of her muscles flex.
We could maybe try to ask something along the lines of, like, is he trying to do something before getting to the deep well? Or, like...
Is there a task between now and the deep well?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we had some way to figure out the task.
Well, asking about the deity is
Oh,
asking about the task.
Yeah.
Yueg nods and chimes in, and he goes, I do know a little bit about talking to the gods, and they want us to move with intuition and faith, but those specific yes or no questions tend to be a really good idea. You can ask open-ended questions, but you need to be coming to them with that sort of a ritual. So if we cast commune, I've done it quite a bit, and we focus on open-ended questions, we might not get the kind of answers we're looking for. We probably want to come with specifics. You're doing great, by the way, Greta. I think you're a champ.
we could ask about what we were thinking about. Is Zhav'ian visiting other wells before the deep well?
That's great.
Yeah, because that's a really good yes or no. I like that one and the deity one. And
I like the question about days of time to see how much time we have left.
Like maybe saying
it's one of those.
Maybe saying like, is he going for the deep well within the next week?
That's what I was gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on.
Though to be fair,
too long.
You think
also, I don't know does the goddess truly, even if the goddess knows what he's doing now, does she have can she know when he's going to finish and go to the next thing?
That's
like
true.
seeing the future.
Well, I mean,
Or
that's
asking
a
a
good
god about basically another
question.
god.
Yeah. She is the goddess of knowledge, and that comes with a lot of divination, so I don't know exactly.
I don't know if she would know, but I don't know if we'd have a better bet.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
saying,
do you
I don't
think-
know if the time frame is actually something she can tell us
Yeah.
to specifics.
So do you think it's more important that we know the time frame, or if we ask another location question?
Well, I think maybe if we know what's going on more so, then we can piece together the timeline, maybe.
We could ask, all three could be about what he's doing. Is he hunting other gods? Is he going to other well springs first? Is he actively on his way to the deep well? Not sure what we'll do if that's the answer, but
yeah.
Vision was yesterday.
Teller rubs his chin and he chimes in. He is not the DM. Teller's not the DM. He is his own character. He can have an opinion sometimes. And so he just goes, actually, Zhav'ian, not to disagree with you. Seriously, you're really cool. I think maybe the time question's a good idea, because if we learn a yes or no to one of the others, it could rule out that third question. And if we have an idea of the time frame, like maybe it's a good idea to kind of have an alternate. We could ask if he's at the wellspring or to the well, but we ask that after you've asked your other ones. And if the answer to one of the others is yes or no, then you've got the days to get there, or a week, or whatever your question was, in your back pocket to go ahead and put in as new information you could learn.
True.
That's fair.
He leans over to Rand'grim and he goes, that sounded like really smart, right? That's pretty good.
I will just perhaps suggest something fewer than a week.
You think 4 days?
That's reasonable. Feel it's
Maybe
almost
5.
set within a week.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know when the world's gonna end.
Hopefully not in 11 days, because that's my birthday. Says Ro. Tello, she leans over to Tello and says that.
Happy
Tello's,
birthday.
when you look over at Tello, his eyes are still midway through coming back down from the eye roll he was rolling.
So, I have as my number. Greta is saying this out loud. Number one question. First question is Zhav'ian visiting other well springs before the deep well? Second, is Zhav'ian actively hunting a deity? 3.1 as an option is will Zhav'ian be at the deep well within 4 days? I thought maybe another one could be are there any more stops before the deep well? I don't know. What do you guys think of that one?
I like that, but it'll leave it open-ended because we won't know those stops, I guess. But I don't know.
But that does narrow down the time frame.
But
Yeah.
it's a possibility, but I don't think it's the strongest question.
Okay.
I think we should
Hopefully
ask the
that's answered
deity
by-
one first.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. So first
then
the
if-
deities.
If they say yes, maybe
Maybe
it
ask
would
what
be a good idea
deity.
to figure out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I know of Kargrin. Are there any other ones he could be hunting that we know of?
The goal's the Mika, but that'll probably have to be
Yeah.
the last one.
I would
Mhm.
feel like, yeah. I feel
You'd
like
be aware
Harcourt.
that if he's here in this world,
Yeah.
they'd have to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we know of any other gods that are here?
I didn't say that, but you guys know that. I don't
What'd you
know
say,
if Janus knows about. I said old, but I was like, I don't know if Janus knows that, but I was just
Oh.
saying that as a.
I mean, you know of him. You've heard them talk about him.
That's true. We showed him to you, I believe. Yeah.
But I don't know if I knew that he was a god.
He's
like,
not necessarily.
not really a god,
Oh.
yeah. So if you
Never
said
mind.
that, I think Ro would say, well, he's not quite a god. I didn't
But
think it would be him.
As Janus brings that up, you do
Yeah.
know that he's been scared pissless about Zhav'ian
Yeah.
for a while now. Been pretty freaking explicit
Yeah.
about that.
I let her know. I explain that. And now that Craig's back, he could be the one to say that. But I
say it.
From somewhere further down the hallways, there's just this kind of echoing sound, and it's like this dull, thunderous, like dum, 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 dum. And you guys recognize it as the clap of iron, like marble cast booty cheeks from a year and a half ago that you heard when you faced the blue bald one known as the Big Mike. And this voice comes by on the breeze and goes, "Holy actual crap, what that party do.
Well, I think we have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're discussing what other gods are around. But apparently the Big Mike is not one.
But that's only relevant if the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
is Zhav'ian
say-
actively hunting a deity?
Yeah.
Is he visiting other well springs before the deep well?
Mm-hmm.
And then will Zhav'ian be at the deep well within 4 days?
I guess so, yeah. I do
Any-
say change it up. If the answer to is he actively hunting, then I would say take out the time frame one and ask which deity. Or maybe not. Because as we just remembered, there's only really one here, so never mind. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Well, the question could be, is it Kakaron?
Yeah. Well, is it helpful if he's the only one?
No.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
A
Okay.
little bit of blood gathers at the edge of Tello's eye, and he goes, "Sorry, that was weird. I felt like I was being contacted by a voice from another plane that said, you've isolated all the essential questions, and all you have to do is cast a spell. Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, my head is so throbby.
My accent is so
Greta-
Zach, this is hard. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of power in one room. Shut up.
Greta casts.
Ruin, is he
Commune.
okay?
Greta casts her spell. She has out her incense
phenomenal.
and a vial of holy or unholy water.
Ooh.
We'll say she uses unholy water because I don't think she has holy water.
Greta, what does your spellcasting look like?
Wait, couldn't you just
she-
bless the water? You're an archpriest.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Cast the spell.
She gets a vial of water from the little pool around the tree, and she lights all of her incense. And she sits on the floor, and the incense is going, and all of her magic is very smoky. And then she casts her spell.
As you mutter over your incoatrum, and the mist sublimates and then condenses and like carcinizes into like this like smoke that inhales and wraps up around your eye, around your head. Everyone can see this pale, like kind of illusory silhouette of a third eye, not in detail but of light, like just sort of like show through the mist or through the smoke. And as Greta's eyes close, the third eye of light opens. And Greta, you suddenly find yourself sitting in those vast, endless halls of tomes and books, as you have before. That library that winds on forever. And you hear a voice from nearby say, Greta.
She keeps her eyes closed, or she hears that, and then she closes her eyes again. Well, she looks around. Is there anyone around?
You see a grand, empty library. No figure.
She closes her eyes.
Did you feel a presence?
And she says hello. And then she just speaks out into the void. She says, is Zhav'ian actively hunting a deity? Then I think she gets up and she just like pulls a book off the shelf at random and sees books inside.
As you stand up and reach for the book, you open it. And when you open it to where the pages open, it is filled with because these are yes or no questions, but as we have established utilizing the spell in the past, you are the archpriestess of the goddess of knowledge. Questions of divination carry additional benefit with you. So as you open the book, there was not a yes or a no, nor is it filled with text belonging to any random tome. The book opens with an answer to your question. And in the pages is a painting. I mean, have you ever been to a museum and seen a painting so detailed you're like, that almost kind of looks real? There is a painting of roiling ocean and land nearby, and you see the surface of the water starting to steam and boil with heat, as you've seen in a vision before. Visions that have quit happening recently. And the voice over your shoulder says, yes, Karkrin.
Dan, forgive me. Let me know if this isn't allowed. Can Greta rack her mind super? I don't know if I'm allowed to do this while I'm casting the spell, so let me know. Does Greta remember where Karkrin is? I think we saw his shadow one time.
I remember perfectly well.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Their great capital city was about a mile under the ocean, off of a sloped stone shelf, about a quarter mile off of the coast of Alabon.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask.
Also, Micah, when you're not talking, if you could mute, we're getting echo back, or earbuds. Either one would work.
Okay, so yes, Karkrin, a mile under the. Okay, so she remembers where she saw Karkrin. Yes. Yes. She's gonna ask. Is Karkrin is Karkrin still where I last saw him?
Now that was an excellent question. The voice returns and says, no. And pages of the book flip and rotate. And you see instead this incredibly beautiful and accurate painting of frigid, churning Arctic waters near the icy shelf of a far land.
Okay. Do I recognize this place?
You don't innately.
Okay, she sketches it in her notebook really quickly, if that's allowed.
And as Greta sketches in her vision, Greta suddenly opens, like she lifts her hand, and the Inquariatrium just shifts on the floor and opens next to her, and the quill comes to her hand, and she begins sketching it expertly.
Okay, she's gonna ask, after Karkrin, are there any more stops before the deep well? After Karkrin, is he going to make any more stops before the deep well?
As you ask the question, there is more concern, more tremor, more caution in this voice than you have ever heard as she says, no.
Okay. Okay.
You feel a nearness at your shoulder, Greta. Almost like a hand placed on it, but not quite enough to touch. And the voice comes near to your ear again and says, it's a tremendous burden I've given you, Greta. But I would not have opened your eyes if I thought you did not have eyes to see. All who live to see such days wish that they did not see them. Embolden your allies. Never shut your eyes from the truth.
Greta, she just puts a hand on her shoulder, like where she feels the presence.
Where you touch it, you feel this warmth build. Sorry.
Well, she says, the search for knowledge. Well, yeah, she says the looking for knowledge is. And she kind of falters and she says, my curiosity saved my life, and I am eternally grateful to have found you. Thank you.
That warmth from your shoulder spreads and the voice says, there's a secret I've been keeping, Greta. And I've been keeping it for you. It's time. You saw what no one else would see. And you almost see the movement of a figure by your side.
Mm-hmm.
As you swear for a moment, Ayum starts to walk into your field of vision.
Wow.
You see the dark hem of her robes. You see her darkly colored hand, worn and wrinkled with age. And her brown skin nears, and you don't know if you should look or shield your eyes before a finger touches your forehead, and your eyes suddenly flash with light. And it's at the same time that everyone in the tower hears from the door. Sounded like
I go to the
Spagooter
door.
concerned enough
Well,
with
yeah,
that.
I mean,
The man of action discusses nothing and walks through the door. Then he opens it, and the door is opened. And as the door opens, Rand'grim, you open the door to Spagoober, kind of with sweat beaded on his brow, and he's like got a real nervous look on his face. And Bella Andra is like stepped back against the counter with like a half full vial in her hand, and it looks like a spell kind of readied up her arm. And Spagoober looks nervously at you, and Ehmund Kai is like awkwardly off to the side, rapidly putting armor on. And Spagoober knocks on the door and goes, "Hey, I don't mean to interrupt what you're doing, but there's a guy, and y'all should get out here." And that's where we'll end episode 177 and adventure 250 of both the Accidental Adventures and the Legend of the New Ones. Listener, life is an incredible adventure, and even though it seems like we've been through so much, there's plenty more to it. We look forward to when we see you next. Skibbity Whoppin' Dada.